Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Ah! I'm so excited. Liquor, what the heck? Thank you so much. Thank you for the 29 months. Liquor, thank you so much for the 29 months on freaking tier 3. That is ridiculous. Thank you. Oh god, all the lights. Light, you are joining in the remix. Oh my god. For anyone who's new, welcome in. That always happens at the beginning of stream. My chat loves to remix. But it's only the beginning of stream, so don't worry. Light, you are welcome to try it again after all the remixes are done, so you can properly hear if yours is good. Floodlight, thank you so much for the 7 months as well. And Capricorn, thank you so much for the 14 months. Thank you guys with that for starting a hype train. Absolutely bonkers. Yeah, in like about 5 to 10 business days. Also, I'm gonna check the first crew really fast. Hold on. What is happening? Thank you so much for the 300 bits. What the heck? Thank you. That is incredibly kind. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I was just about to check the first crew. Felipe, Thomas, Saranel, Faye, and Esther. Congratulations for one of the first 5. Cuckoo, thank you so much. What the heck? What the heck? Thank you for the 10 community gifted. That is incredibly kind. What the hell? To everyone who just got gifted a sub, please enjoy all of your subby perks for a whole month, courtesy of Cuckoo. That is so sweet. And that hype train just went to level 5. That's wild. Thank you so much for the 150 biddies. Thank you. You guys are just gonna test all the clips, huh? Goes to see the free plant. Oh, I've already seen it, Maria. When I was testing yesterday, when I couldn't share anything just yet. But I will probably go get it as soon as possible. You know, like when we've made a para, we have a house, we go get a free plant, obviously. Like that's gonna happen within seconds. Well, not seconds maybe, but as soon as possible. Also, Tub, thank you so much for the biddies and the on-screen celebration. Thank you so much for the 750 bits. What the heck? Thank you. Sam Rose said thank you. I don't. That is a Totally Spice costume, yes. It's one of my cosplays that I've done on the channel. I'm just a little bit obsessed with Totally Spice. Also, Tanisha, thank you so much for the 200 bits as well. PL. For anyone who's like, what is PL about? Obviously, I couldn't talk about the fact that I would get access to PARALIVES. I had to keep it a secret until last night, which was very difficult. So when I published my schedule for this week, on my Discord and on my website, I wrote PL, and then people in my chat were like, what is PL? What are you doing? I'm like, I can't tell you. And then people started speculating what PL is. So from now on, it is known as PL. Who could have guessed that PL meant paralyzed? I know. How unexpected. How incredibly unexpected. Also, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. What the heck? Thank you. You guys are being so kind. And Noisy, thank you so much as well. Thank you. And Jeffley, enjoy all those emotes. Poland? To be fair, would have been a good guess. There were some wild guesses, but we didn't hear Poland yet. You thought it was Poland too, Tub? Row on the Go World Edition. I'm just like, surprise, I'm in Poland. Didn't tell anyone I was traveling, but here I am. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad about visiting Poland at one point. You know, like, I'd be down. PL is Pack Legacy. True, that could be it as well. That's a good one. That's a good guess. Also, Chris, hello. It's finally Premier League time. Exactly. Come spend the day with me as I eat Polish snacks. Honestly, I would kind of probably like that. I would be that person. When I was in Budapest over the summer last year, I kind of was that person with all of my foods. I kind of was like, I didn't want to be, but I still was, you know, because I'm a foodie. And I guess an influencer too, so. I love how that started to sound like Pero at one point. Thank you so much for the 115 biddies. What the heck? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Cuckoo, thank you so much for gifting us up to Tanisha. That is really kind. Thank you. And yeah, Gerben is surprising in many ways. I hate that we actually somehow the name Gerben is sticking. Like, why? Why? It's new to have the sub points now in the little area where the top. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, they changed that. They changed that. So Gerben stays. Well, I don't think I have a choice, Ari. I feel like at this point the community has decided that Gerben stays. I personally am not necessarily extremely excited, but if you guys want to name the Dutch TTS after like an X date, then I guess go ahead. Ariana Grande. I mean, honestly, Ari is just as cool, so I would give her that. Anyways, to everyone, welcome in. Thank you all so much for that chaos. I didn't even properly get to say hello to everyone, but I hope you guys are all doing amazing today. I hope you guys are just as excited. There we go. Like, do you want to hear something very funny? When I was setting up that command, it took me until I edited the sound, exported it, and tested it twice for the volume that I realized that if one remembers to turn on the light is a reference to your name as well. I'm guessing that was conscious. Maybe it wasn't. But I was confused as to how it took me that long to realize. I wondered if you would notice. Yes, I did. But it, like I said, it was longer than it should have been. So ready for yes, I have tried it. So yesterday I played for about 4.5 hours, just to kind of familiarize myself with a bunch of things in the game. But there's also so much that I haven't properly tested yet. So I'm very excited to get to do that. I think my plan for today, to give you a bit of context of like what I would like to try in PARALIVES today, because obviously this is our first time that we get to see the game, or at least for most of you guys, apart from the things that you might have seen like on PARALIVES' socials and stuff. But obviously we're going to start with creating a para. I think that's something we all want to see. But at the same time, I feel like creating a para, there's already been a lot of talks about this and a lot of clips and things. So it's not like I'm going to rush over it, but I don't want to spend my entire stream creating paras. I want to make sure that we also move past that today. I would like to see if we can build a small house. In my testing yesterday, I moved into like a pre-built apartment that was already furnished. But I think it would be fun to explore the build tools. And then I hope to get to gameplay today, at least a little bit. But otherwise, on Friday, we can deep dive into the gameplay. That's kind of my plan. That's my strategy. So, yeah. I hope you guys like that. Hold on. I feel like I need to sneeze. Nope, the sneeze is not agreeing with me. Lydia, thank you so much for the 11-month resub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Please enjoy all your selfie perks for a whole month. Who else has been waiting for years? Literally same. I am so excited for this game. I very vividly remember the first time I saw a clip from Paralives, which I think at this point is like 3.5 years ago. And it was a clip about build mode. And it was a clip where they showed that you could drag counters to make them smaller and bigger. And I was immediately sold on the game. I immediately was like, I have to get this game. Is it better than you imagined? So the thing is, I really try to not have expectations. So I don't think I can say if it's better than I imagined, because I try to not imagine too much, because then I will get disappointed. I know myself, if I start like filling in the gaps with my mind, if I try to like create expectations of what the game will be like, there's just chance to get disappointed. So I've been really trying also in like the past, I would say like 10 months or so, kind of to avoid any spoilers. So the thing is, I have known that I would get the game. I didn't know it would be early, but I knew I would get the game for like almost a year at this point. Oh my God, we got the cow. I am so obsessed with the cow emote. It is so good. It is so good. But yeah, sorry. I've known for a long time. So I kind of, as soon as I knew, I tried to avoid spoilers as much as possible, because I was like, I don't want to start building a picture of what this game will be about or like how this game's gonna work, because then I feel like I can't give it a fair chance to actually try it out. So I've been kind of avoiding anything that they've been posting, which is weird because now I am covering the game early, but there's like some things that I'm completely unaware of where other people are like, oh, but we already know this. So for a good example of this is when I did the trailer reaction, I was a little bit confused with the life stages. Like, I didn't know that they added the preteen life stage. And then people in my comments were like, no, but this is the preteen life stage. They've talked about it on their socials. So I'm intrigued to see like what things of the game are going to be a surprise to everyone versus what is going to be just a surprise for me, because actually it's already been talked about many times. But there is a feature, and I'm hoping that we get to a little bit today, but we'll definitely get to it on Friday, which is the narrator or like the storyteller. I am still, after 5 hours of gameplay, about 5 hours of gameplay, not entirely sure what I think about it. And like, that's neither negative nor positive. I just don't know how it would influence like long-term gameplay. And I'm really intrigued to just explore that more. Exactly. I feel like the storytellers, I hadn't even heard of those. So I felt like they had barely talked about that. Yes, very interested in autonomy. I have noticed so far one thing, and I think you guys will definitely see that today as well. I was playing with one para, and every single time I was not interacting with her, it was a little too realistic. She kept grabbing her phone. As in, if I didn't tell her what to do, she would just stand there and play with her phone. And then I was like, oh, well, that's realistic, because I do that too. When I have like 3 seconds of free time, I grab my phone. But yeah, I'm worried about the storyteller, but yes, I'm feeling very like excited and worried still. So I'm kind of like in the middle. Do you know how much it cost? The last time they talked about price, it was $39.99 or like $40. But they haven't mentioned if that is changing or something. I don't expect them to change it, but you know, with current economy and things going on in the world, I just don't want to make any assumptions. But as far as I know, it's 40 bucks. But yeah, oh, okay, subject to Steam regional pricing. That's fair. That makes sense. Yes, of course, Midnight. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Hold on, I'm trying to read that chat scrolled. For almost a week, I've been doing random hype trains all week. How do you wait? So many got the cow and you didn't get the cow? That is just simply rude at this point. I remember I had the exact same thing when they had like the silly goose emote. I wanted it so bad, and it took me so many hype trains to get the silly goose emote. I thought there was an option to not make them use their phone. Maybe there is. Maybe I just missed that. To be fair, 5 hours of gameplay is a good amount to get a first impression, but it is by far not enough to like really deeply understand the game. So there's probably going to be many things that I just simply don't know. On their website, it says it will increase. Really? But will it increase after early access? Because that wouldn't be a surprise to me if they have like a price point for early access and a price point for full release. Over time when they add more content. Yeah, but that doesn't surprise me. Because they usually do a lower price for an early access game because they know that they aren't delivering the full game yet. So they don't charge you full price if you get it in early access because basically you are participating in a ginormous playtest. So to a degree, it would also be weird if they charge you full price for the game. One thing that they have said is every update and every, like, if they do like DLC style content will be free. Just kind of like what Minecraft and Stardew has been doing, if that's a good frame of reference. So as soon as you own the game, any updates will be yours. Yes, of course, Esther. Thank you so much for the reminder for the wheel spin. I might do that later though, because I don't want to, like, I would like to focus on PARALIVES today, if that's okay with you guys. When it's no longer early access. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I was gonna say that's a good point, and that makes a lot of sense, and that makes a lot of sense. Don't think that's correct English. Steam have a regional pricing calculator. Okay. So $33.99 is actually, that's not bad. That is not bad. But if they'll be like optional to download. Oh, that's a good question. I actually didn't think about that just yet because like with games like Stardew and Minecraft, obviously they are not optional. You just kind of get the update. You just if it's not today, we'll just do it. We can take it over to another stream, I think. I think that should be okay. I see what you did there, Abu. I see what you did there. Love your setup so gorgeous. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. For the fact that you'll get free updates and DLCs for life, it's a steal. Yeah, 100% agree. I think it's a very fairly priced game, especially considering that this is a small studio. Like it's not like we're supporting a ginormous corporate or anything. So I think that also makes me a little bit more receptive to paying a higher price because I'm like, you know what, this is a small team that has been working on this for years. One of the reasons that they go in early access is also because they need people to purchase the game so that they can finish it. Look at you, Esther, making the romines. Let's go. Also, hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna grab some gum because I have a really annoying cough. And it does help to chew gum. A little bit, though. Also, update, I started my meds yesterday and the cough is still here, so. Yes, same. I would love for early access sales to just completely blow them away and help us get this game the longevity that it deserves. Exactly, Joy, exactly. No, the DLCs are free for everyone. So even if you buy the game after early access, you'll still get the DLCs. It's just that your initial price for purchasing the game is going to be higher after early access, which makes sense because you're getting a more well-rounded game. And you're probably not going to have as many bugs and stuff like that. Also, we have our first round of ads always run at the half-hour mark. I know that we have a lot of new people in the stream, so I'm just going to give a little heads up that in 5 minutes, those run. I always start up the game during the ads, and then we play as soon as the ads are over so that no one misses anything. And the game actually can start up while we are on ads, so you don't have to watch the game start up, basically. I have noticed that the startup time of this game is quite long. For me, performance so far has been okay. I do notice that in certain parts of the town, I have a little bit more lag. It's not as smooth, but I am playing on quite high settings, so I guess I could turn that down to see if that reduces. Also, Cuckoo, what the heck? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for gifting that sub to Witches and Covens. That's really kind. Why did you get a sub? Because Cuckoo's wonderful and decided to give you one. Thank you so much. That's really, really sweet. And I hope you enjoy all of your subby perks for a whole month. I have definitely come across bugs, yes. So there is one very persistent one, but they are aware of that. They've already talked about it and basically told everyone that has the game already that paras will sometimes walk either like through each other or through objects. They are still working on the pathing, which is, I also know, one of the most difficult things to fix. That's one of the biggest challenges in a life sim, is making sure that everyone is pathing and routing correctly. So that's something that I've noticed a couple of times. Let me think, what else? I've had quite some things actually go surprisingly smooth. There was no bugs, and I was like, oh, this is like a lot of things happening all at once, and it's actually going fine. I've had some things where my para would I would give them something to do, and then they would get distracted, and the action would just kind of like get canceled. But I don't know if that's a bug or if that's just the way the game is set up. Have I experienced any other bugs? I think so. I think I've written them down. I've mostly experienced some lag here and there. Para, just think of Pokemon. That's so fair. To be fair, I will probably slip up somewhere on stream today and accidentally call my para a sim. I just know that's gonna happen. I had to work really hard in when I was writing my notes yesterday during playtime. I was like, I have to not accidentally write sim. It's gonna happen. Wait, why are people saying EA? I'm not in the know. Oh, early access. It is confusing that the abbreviation for early access is the same as the person or the company releasing The Sims. It's I've had multiple times where I had to read a sentence and then go like, oh wait, it's not EA, it's early access. So yeah. I totally understand the confusion. If 1 million who wishlisted the game, it's already 40 million, and I'm guessing more will buy. I'm hoping that will be the case. Yeah. It'll run worse for us if it's only okay. Well, I wouldn't say okay. Okay, I said okay, but that's just because I want to be careful. Because I also don't know exactly how it's gonna perform over time. Also, hi Lexi, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Oh, sorry, Lex. I said Lexi because I read the first part of your name, but it's Lex. But welcome in. I hope you're doing so well, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's what is the currency in PL? I actually don't know. I don't think I've had an interaction where they mentioned the name of it yet. Also, thank you so much for that brand new sub. What the heck? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please enjoy all of your subby perks for a whole month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oof, damn. Good luck with the baby. That sounds like you got a lot on your hands right now. But I hope you get to play soon. I hope you get to play soon. What is happening, Lex? Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Hello? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is really kind of you. To everyone who just got gifted a sub, please enjoy all of your subby perks for a whole month, courtesy of Lex. That's very generous. Is it Paradigms? Okay, thanks. Thanks for telling me. I wonder, I feel like that's quite a long word. Paradigms. I probably will eventually start shortening that to dimes. But I like the name. It's funky. It's good. Also, I'm gonna slowly get started with my game and open it. Because then we can give it some time to load, because the ads are starting in 30 seconds. So, how do you spell that? Demoness wrote it in chat a little bit earlier. But dimes is a fun word. Yeah. It's better than simoleon. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I just got really used to that word, I guess, you know? Simoleons is definitely long, yeah. And I've never felt the need to shorten that, actually. That's gonna be, I've said this in my YouTube video as well, where I talk about I do the trailer reaction. This is something that is so hard to do. It's obviously many many people that are here right now play The Sims. Not everyone. I know there's a couple people in the community that do not play The Sims, but like a lot of us have that as our baseline, right? Some of us have played Inzoi. I also know not everyone has played Inzoi, but those are basically the two games that people tend to compare it to. Something that I have been really desperately trying to not do is compare too much, but it happens so easily. Like your brain will just naturally go there. And the funny thing is, and I've said this in the trailer reaction, but I definitely noticed it as I was playing. There is things in this game that also remind me of Animal Crossing and remind me of Stardew Valley. And I was kind of surprised to find those elements, like pleasantly surprised, because I didn't expect to find certain things in this game, because my brain, like, even though I tried not to, associated it with The Sims straight away. Exactly. Farmer games or Farmer Sims will just be compared to Stardew Valley. It just happens. Yeah, the museum collection, that was like my first, I was like, that feels like Stardew. There's something else, which is very, very, very Stardew-esque. I won't spoil it until we run into it in the game. Because also I haven't fully done it in the game. I just ran into it and then there is something else, yeah. Which is actually pretty cool. But like I said, I don't want to say it just yet and then kind of spoil it, because it's more fun if we run into it in game and you guys see it for yourself. But it's definitely some cool things. But yeah, the game is started up, but I'm just waiting. The ads are currently running there like for another 50 seconds or so. But I'll already go here so that once we get out of ads, we can actually start a new game. It is so fun. Oh my goodness. Also, Angel, welcome in. I hope you're doing so well. But yeah, welcome to Paralives, I guess, to our lovely starting screen. I've actually seen this so much already, but feel free to take there's autosave. Listen, Esther. The way I was like, thank the Lords. There is autosaves. So European, so true. Yeah. Which is funny because I don't think I've like consciously clicked on that, but obviously I am in Europe. So to me, this is like, I didn't clock it. I love that it's European. Yeah, same. It's not that I don't like to remind, but it is easier. That is so true. That is so true. But yeah, there is an autosave. Actually, before we start a new save, let's go into the settings and talk about those things, because I think that's actually really good to start talking about. So for languages, they have some language support, but definitely not every single language is in here. So I think most people are going to be playing on English. But I would say that it is nice that they have some language support in here already. And I do expect them to like build on this as the game continues to develop. It's just, it takes a lot of time to translate a game. So I'm assuming that's just going to take some time. You can decide whether you want a 24 or 12-hour clock. Love that. Makes me very happy. You can change the measurement system. Sorry. And this made me laugh so much yesterday. You can change the measurement units to bananas and Texas. I have no idea what that is, but I was like, sure, I'll take it. But yeah, you can change it to metric or imperial or bananas or Texas. I'll do bananas for now. I like it. Let's see what happens. The reason that this is important, because initially I was like, okay, where is this going to matter like that much? If you are in build mode, and you're building on the grid, it will actually tell you how long a wall is. Like, it will literally tell you how many meters, which is just really nice. So yeah, that is, we're probably now going to see our wall length in bananas. 0.000001 Texas. See, I don't know what the Texas would mean, but do you think that it's actually going to compare to the size of Texas? Because that would be wild. But yeah, there's 24-hour clock, so you can turn this off. Then it's just a 12-hour AM PM clock, and otherwise it's 24-hour clock. You can enable and disable autosave. I saw Charlotte earlier asking if you can disable that. You can. So if you don't like that, you can actually turn it off. I believe the default interval is 15 minutes, but don't pin me down on that. I think there was a setting for it somewhere. I did see it yesterday. You can obviously change your camera settings to enable edge scrolling, the sensitivity of the camera, whether you want to invert it horizontal or vertical. If you prefer that, if that makes more sense for your brain, you can actually change it. For the audio, I have turned down the music because the music in the game I have noticed is not consistent, which as a creator, if you're like live streaming a game, it's kind of annoying if the music comes in and out all the time. So for my streams, I turned it down, but I did listen to the music yesterday, and the soundtrack, I can recommend looking it up once it becomes available on like a streaming platform or something, probably on YouTube. They'll eventually post it because the music is really nice. So if you're playing yourself, then obviously it is a little less annoying if the sound kind of comes and goes. But it is nice. It is very chill. But yeah, other than that, I've just left everything like this. So do let me know if it's too loud or too soft when we actually go into the game later. For the video, it automatically grabbed all of this based on my setup. I do have a large monitor, but this should just pick like the things for you, and you can obviously adjust it if you want. This is the object rendering distance and the grass rendering distance. These are things that do affect performance. That is something that I wish they would indicate a little bit, because that's something that I've seen in other games, is that there's like a little indication button on whether changing the setting is going to like actually change the performance of the game by a lot or by a little. Because I know that object rendering distance, for example, can actually influence the game quite a lot, but it depends on how it's optimized. And something that a lot of people don't realize is that, for instance, reflections and shadows are generally very high performance. So like if you turn those down, that has a big effect on how smooth your game runs. What is the thumbs up? Oh, that allows you to give feedback. So if you run into a bug in the game, or like you're experiencing something that doesn't make complete sense, you can click on that and it immediately opens a browser window with a form for you to fill in and let them know. So I've done that. I remember I had a bug in Create a Para. There was a little like picture of one of the t-shirts that was just missing. So I basically I took a quick screen grab, I clicked on that button, and then I filled in the form of like, hey, in Create a Para, this specific item is missing its photo. And then I just sent it out. Which was super nice. Like, it is so convenient to give them feedback on the game. And it's also nice that everyone gets to do it. Like, you don't have to be in a Discord or like, I don't know, join a specific mail list or anything. It's just like, if you're in the game, you can give feedback. That's all they need. It's also anonymous. They don't need like 10 things about you. They just need to know what is not working in the game. You can upload a video or a screenshot and that's it. Also, hi, She Watches Switch. Welcome in. You're a bit late. You made it though. You made it though. But yeah, I love that it's integrated. Then for the gameplay, there's a bunch of things you can customize. You can enable or disable autonomy for selected parafolk. That is basically the para that you're actively playing with. Sorry, my partner just started dancing in my doorway. No idea why, but I was very distracted by that. You can also disable or enable autonomy for paras that you're actively playing with, or sorry, that you're not playing with. I don't see a difference in like paras that you are not like outside of your household, but if you have multiple households in the same world, like how that works. Scott is excited. I guess so. Show together card okay button. To be fair, I don't exactly know what this means. Even though I played for like 4 hours yesterday, I think maybe today we can pay a little bit of attention to like what the together card exactly is and what that okay button, like where that would show up. The success chance wheel animation. I can already tell you this is something I'm going to be turning off. I'm not going to turn it off right now because I would like to show you guys. But Basically, this is the thing that I expressed my worries about in the trailer, is when you do an interaction with another para, there's like a little animation of how big the chance is that that is going to be successful. So let's say that you try to flirt with another para, there's going to be like an 18% chance that's going to be successful. There's like a little animation that shows you how the dice rolls. And it's fun for like 3 or 4 times. And after that, it becomes just really repetitive. I guess that's going to be a really personal thing, whether you like to be able to see that or not. I think I'll play with it a little bit right now, but I think if I play this game over time a lot, I'll probably start turning that off. Show para paths is turned off by default, but it basically just shows you the routing of your para. Like if you click on them and you like tell them to do this and tell them to do that, it will just draw a little line on the map to show you like how they're gonna walk, basically. The together card is the conversations options. Maybe, okay, just makes you confirm again what you want to choose. Maybe that could be. That's actually not a bad guess. I think that is probably very likely that could be true. Which would make sense because it is indeed a one-click thing. Like you'll click on it and then it'll just immediately do that action. So it would make sense that there could be like a second confirmation for that. Also, my cat has joined. She's very excited about PARALIVES too. For build mode, there's now just one that says use the grid for wall placement. Yes or no, you can turn that off or on. Pause time while in build mode, which I actually really like that. The fact that you can customize that, because that also means that you can technically continue the time when you're in build mode. So like you can actually pretend like your para is renovating their house while they are like playing or like living their life. And that means you probably have to take care of their needs and stuff while you're building. Like I'm really curious to see exactly what this means, but that's something that we'll probably test like long time. Yes, she is very rare and she knows it. Hey dude, you know you're a special girly pop. Then there is start a new wall placement automatically after placement and ceilings cast shadows. These are kind of settings that just, I guess, make a lot of sense from what they're called. In terms of accessibility, you can change the size of the interface. You can right click to close windows. There's like a tooltip delay, which I guess this is like all things that you can just play around with and kind of experience what you like the most. There can be a color filter, and then there is different color filters for color blindness, for black and white. But there's also just a couple that I guess are like more aesthetic rather than necessarily specifically for accessibility. But you can like make your game look warm vintage or something. I guess that could be fun if you want to take in-game photos or something like that. So that's, I think it's menu windows. I don't think windows. Cats? Oh, it is a command, but you responded to a message and then it doesn't work. I was like, why did that not work? It is a command. You're correct. Yeah, it's kind of like shaders, I guess. But the colorblindness one is really nice because obviously a lot of people are colorblind. So it's actually nice that you can do that. Yeah, there's a fisheye filter, which can be hilarious for photos, I guess. And then the camera shake intensity. This can help a lot with stuff like motion sickness in game. So that's nice. And then my favorite part. You can change your key bindings. I haven't actually felt the need to change any of my key bindings. All of them feel pretty natural. But my goodness, this is so needed in every game. You can just customize it to whatever you like. So yeah, those were the settings. That's basically all they have right now. I can imagine that based on feedback from players, they're going to add more settings and more customizability. So yeah, those were the settings. I'm going to start a new game. I know it's a little bit behind my camera. I can quickly show you. Hold on. I can click continue because I played yesterday, but I want to just completely start a new game. So that you guys get to experience it with me from the start. My start yesterday was a little laggy. It specifically takes quite some time to load the game. I want to be upfront about that. If you guys are seeing it load for a while, that's because it's basically loading the entire open world in one go. You can also decide whether you want to start in the town, which means that you're going to see all the other buildings and you actually get to walk around and stuff like that. But if you want to build or if you just want to play with your para but not travel, I don't exactly know how it works if you're playing on this, But the simple empty terrain is literally just a big flat piece of land floating in nothing, which is, I guess, really nice to like if you would just want to build, if you don't care about building in the town or anything. Oh, that feels very nonsensical. That feels very nonsensical, Rose. That you can like change some of them, but not all. Does it have a compiling shader? I do not know. I don't know. I don't know what a compiling shader is either, but I don't see it. No, they don't have it. Also, something that we haven't talked about, but actually might be good before I actually click on the start new game, is the mods option. So PARALIVES immediately offers mod support right from the start. There are already mods. People have already created custom content or mods for the game. I will click on it and then I'm gonna show you what happens. You basically open this workshop space where you can see your mods, you can see lots and households, which I am guessing is like, it's a gallery, sort of, I think. But it works through the Steam workshop. So basically, what people can do is that they can upload paras, houses, and mods to the Steam workshop, and then you can download it from Steam directly. Also, Rosalia, thank you so much for the 57-month resub. That's wild. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please enjoy all of your subby perks for a whole month more. Also, it's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. But this was like, I knew that they were going to do mod support through Steam Workshop, but I didn't expect them to kind of just use that as a gallery. I think you can't share paras yet, but I would like that to be added in future updates as well. There's probably a reason for it. I don't exactly know what the reason would be. But if you click here, browse for lots on the Steam Workshop, I can click that and then I can show you what it looks like. I'll just have to share my screen really quickly. Okay, so currently there's no houses because no one has added any houses, but I can remove the tag for houses. And as you can see, there's already a couple of things on the PARALIVES workshop. So this one is something that I would actually like to test out at one point. Preferably, I might try to test it out before I do my review. It's called Little Businesses. And someone has actually made a mod that allows you to run a business at your home plot, like with a sales table and everything. Like, what do you mean there's fully functional mods before the game is even out? So yeah, this is really fun. I expect this mod feature to grow pretty fast because the fact that it's already here, one, really shows that they want to make this game accessible for the modding community, which is wonderful. But secondly, it's like it gives people so much freedom. Also households. So yeah, I think you can actually upload paras. But now you can just see this is my test household. And then you can upload it to the Steam. Yeah, so you can upload paras actually. Yeah, so you can upload entire households. I don't know if you can upload individual paras, but I think that's fine. Then you can just upload the whole household and that's fine. So basically they're treating the Steam Workshop like their gallery, which I think is lovely. That is just right there from the get-go. So yeah, let's start a new game and let's start in the town. Do you want to play? Let's do the tutorial. I've done this yesterday already, but the tutorial is actually really cute. And I think it's nice for you guys to also already see that. I do not know what the household maximum is, but I guess we could test that once we get into Create a Para. We can see how many we can add. My test household yesterday was just a single para because I was like, let's not immediately start with chaos. But yeah, like I said, this particular loading screen takes quite long. Initially, I also thought that my game was crashing. Does it have a specific time being released on Monday? It probably has a release time, but I don't think I know that from the top of my head. I think they have told me though. But yeah, as you can see, now there's like a little animation and this is the progress bar. So it's actually loading a lot faster than yesterday, which is nice. I think they might have told me in the email and I'm just forgetting. So I'm going to look it up for you. Hold on. While this is loading, I try find the answer for you guys. Okay, great. Okay, I can't find it in my email, so let's go to another place. I have too many places that hold too many different bits of information, and I always forget where I read something. So I don't think. Oh. Monday 25th at 10 a.m. ET. Oh, you guys found it? Guys, I make a page function so that you guys can page me. Why did no mod page me if it was already in chat? Also, sorry, that playlist is not correct. She watches Twitch. I don't update it for gaming streams. I don't update it for gaming streams. So, the playlist, I can get a link. No, I don't have Spotify open. Sorry. I know it's open. It's playing music, but it's in the background. There we go. Yes, this stream will be uploaded on YouTube. Oh, there we go. See, this is what I had yesterday. Like the initial start of the cutscene is a little laggy, but then it restores itself and it's fine. Okay. Then it tells you to move the camera, which is just WASD. So we'll just do that a little bit. We can rotate the camera. And then we can zoom. And then, what PC do you have? If you want to know what I have, you can type !info. Thank you, Esther. And on my website, I have a page that's called Setup Shop. On my Setup Shop, you can find exactly what specs my PC has. I do have a quite beefy PC, so I want to be upfront about that. I'm playing on a higher end system. Okay, so then we need to go to the next wagon by clicking on the blue rectangle, and then we say go here. And then our dear friend Roberto walks here, and this is something that I saw in the trailer, and I got so happy because this is the household selection, and we can actually click on different paras. Okay, so here we can select a household or we can create our own. We're going to create our own, but I just want to show you guys how this looks. It is going to be behind my camera, so I'm very quickly just going to close my camera so you guys can see it, what happens if you click on it. You basically get like a little backstory, and then you can either edit them or you can play with this household. I don't know if the language has a name yet. But yeah, you can basically read everyone's backstory if you want. And you could play with these people if you want. They all live in the town. Is it Parley? I like that. That's cute. That is very, very cute. Also, I really briefly need to do a little check-see. I need to make sure that my recording is running in the background. I think it should be. I don't see why it wouldn't. Yes, it is perfect. Because if something happens on stream today and like I want to use it in my video that I'm making, I would love for me to have like a clean gameplay clip. So I just needed to make sure that my recording was actually happening in the background. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Same, Charlotte. Same. He also kind of reminds me of Archie from Riverdale. Oh, yeah. I've had that, Lex. I've definitely been there. Better not say Riverdale. Because why? Okay, but yeah, we're not gonna play with any of the pre-existing paras, even though they are obviously all really cool. But I'm gonna let you guys enjoy reading up on all the households when you get your hands on the game. We don't talk about that show, please. Oh, why? Why do we not talk about that show? I only watched like the first 2 seasons and then I dropped off. So yeah. As you can see, creating a para is actually done in the train, which I thought was so cute. That's why. I mean, there's plenty of shows that people drop off after the second season, but we talk about all of those. So yeah. But yeah, this is the create a para. So let's actually see how many we can add. Let's just add until we run into a maximum. Keeps going. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is very similar. Okay, I'm not gonna create 8 paras though. I think that is a little bit. That's a bigger bite than I can chew off, unfortunately. I like her. I want to keep her. I think she looks cool. But yeah, let's go over some of the things that you can customize in the Paramaker. So on this corner, you have appearance, clothing, and personality. And then for appearance, you have body, which actually comes with a lot of customization. I think something that a lot of people, they have talked about this already. So there's like a lot of things that have been published, like clips and stuff surrounding this. But I think a lot of people always have the question, how inclusive is it, right? You want to know, can I create all types of people? From what I've seen so far, the answer is yes, you can. They already have a good variety of body shapes by default, but you can basically customize every single body part. You can customize the size of their head. You can customize the length of their neck. You can customize how high their shoulders sit. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but Micah! Hello, hello. Thank you so much. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. How was your stream? I hope you had a lovely stream. Thank you so much for coming over. I hope co-working today was good. For anyone who just joined, I hope you guys are all doing amazing. It's really nice to have you. For anyone who's hanging out here and who doesn't follow Micah yet, go fix that right now. Micah's absolutely wonderful. Does a lot of co-working, also does a lot of gaming. And it's just amazing vibes. And for anyone who hangs out here right now, who enjoys my Pack Legacy on YouTube, Micah is the brilliant mind who edits those. Like, all the humor in those videos is Micah. all the funny little bits and sounds, all Micah. So now you know that she has great humor and you should go follow her. But yeah, there is yes, I will go through all of those things. I will go through the randomizer and stuff as well. But you can literally set how like dominant the trapezius muscle should be, which is wild. Like that is a level of customizability that I don't think I've seen in any game. You can change someone's posture. Yeah, they use like literal medical terms. Obviously, you can reduce chest size. You can move shoulders back and forth. So if I were to create myself, that's where my shoulders would be, all the way in the front. You can change their height. Oh, look! The height is in bananas! She is... I want to make her 10 bananas. She is now 10 bananas long, whatever that means. How many Texas? Well, I can't change that right now, I think. Oh, wait, maybe I can. Can I change this? Hold on. I can change this. That is so silly. She's literally 0.000015 Texas. What the hell is Texas? You know, the state in the US? That is very silly. I do like the bananas though. I feel like the bananas somehow make sense in my brain. So we're going to keep the bananas. I want to make her 10 bananas again. Oh, come on. Exactly. Come on. 10. I got this. Oh, Yeah, there we go. 10 bananas. But yeah, next to that, there are also 2 settings where you can just change like muscles and body fat with one singular slider. If you don't feel comfortable doing all the customization, like if that feels too overwhelming or if you don't really know where to start, you can basically change that. You can also make someone like really muscular, but still have like a higher fat percentage as well. So those 2 aren't like linked to each other. You can change that separately from each other. You can even select the size of their hands and feet. So yeah, there is a lot. I'm not gonna go over like all of these settings individually because that would take forever. But yeah, you can spend days, literal days in this. Speaking of life stages, that's actually a good one. There is baby, toddler, child, preteen, teen, young adult, adult, and elder. Then for gender, they have female, male, non-binary, and then you can go and customize it. I know that it's partially behind my camera. There's so much in this game that it's really hard to like figure out where to put my camera so it's not blocking things, but I can quickly hide it again for you guys. So you can set their pronouns. Right now, the pronouns just has 3 options. It is not, this is the only thing that I have found is not customizable. The reason I think this is most likely because of translation and conversation and language in the game. Because as soon as you start to customize this, you're going to have to make sure that in every single language and in every single like pop-up conversation, dialogue, whatever, it has the right pronouns. And that is something that is very time consuming. So that's my assumption. So I don't know if they're going to add that, but this is what they have now, which is a good starting point. But I would like to see that also be fully customizable, like where you can just set up your own. You can say if they can get pregnant or get others pregnant or neither. You can say whether they can breastfeed or not. You can actually decide what they get jealous about. Like you can say whether they get jealous when a partner is kissing or getting intimate with someone else. They get jealous when a partner has any physical contact with someone else, or they never get jealous. And those are like basically the advanced personality options for now. Then there's 4 different voices.
Kiku? Puka.
Kiku? Puka. Lino? Hoopy.
Boca. Ah, si vopino.
I mean, it's 4 different voices. I guess that's about as much as I can say about it. I would like a little bit more variety in the voices as well, but I'm not super mad about it. Like, it's fine. I've noticed that the talking is not one of the primary things in the game anyways. Like, you'll occasionally hear your paras talk, but it's fine. But yeah, that is like all you can customize. Like I said, there is a lot. So I'm not going to go over all of it because then we would literally be here for this entire stream and the next one, I think. But there's a couple of things that I do want to point out. Like I said, you can customize your skin tones with a color wheel. It's behind my camera a little bit, but you can actually change the highlights, the shadows, the natural blush, the lips, and the palms. So you can get really creative with the skin tones and like really match something that fits you. But also you can make a blue para if you want. And hex colors, yes. So if you know hex codes, like we could make a para that's fully on brand for me. Like we could use the hex codes from my brand book and we can just add it in here if we wanted to. I do not know that. No, Hollow. I also haven't tested. So maybe, but I have no answer. We could technically make a pink para. We could, yes. But yeah, like I said, there's also a bunch of body presets. I'll make a second para because someone else wanted to see the randomize feature as well. So you can randomize skin color, you can randomize body presets, so you can like even randomize smaller parts, but you can also just use the randomize button up here to kind of cycle through different paras. I like that you can see them changing in height. That is so funny. Like it's so realistic, but for some reason seeing them go up and down is just, I don't know. I like it. But yeah, I feel like with this randomization, you already see so many different types of paras that you can create. like different body shapes, different heights, different personalities. I might keep her. I like her outfit. Like the lipstick with the pants, great combo. Great combo. But yeah, then next to that, on the body, there's a section for skin details. You have moles, you have scars, you have freckles, you have acne, and you have birthmarks. Someone asked earlier if you could do I never know how to say that. Vitiligo? Is that how you say that? I always doubt myself. I don't think you can do that as of right now, but based on what they've already added, I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually add that to the game. Like, there's already so much to start with, and this is early access. So I wouldn't be surprised if things like that get added over time. But yeah, you can, when you do a birthmark, I feel like this is a good example. You can actually, you can change the color and you can change the placement. So on here, I can literally just move it and be like, you know what? Her birthmark should be right here. And it should be rotated a little bit, should be a little bit smaller. And then we say that's good. And then we could change the color and we say, actually, her birthmark's like more red. Vitiligo? No, that actually makes sense. Now that you say that, I'm like, that actually makes sense. I've heard people say it that way. Also, hi, Cheryl. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, I really like how customizable the current like skin features. There is stretch marks and there are, I think, top surgery scars, but I haven't been able to properly see those, which is probably just because I literally only have been playing with paras that still have boobs. So then obviously you can't see it. But I think I could, if I just change the gender, does that? Yeah, see, that's the thing. So if you change their gender, that doesn't necessarily change their body, which I think is also nice, by the way. It's not related to each other. But now I need to figure out how to remove them. Upper arm size, the chest. Oh, that's something. Okay, there's one thing that I've noticed that continuously confuses my brain. If you move the slider all the way to that side, their boobs go away. And if you go all the way to the left side, their boobs, or to the right side, sorry, their boobs get bigger. But like the boobs move in the opposite direction of the slider. Which is just really confusing to me. But yeah, I think it's body presets. There we go. Hold on. Let's get back into the scar. Yeah, there we go. So here you can see. Oh, the stretch marks aren't as visible because this body preset is wearing a boxer, but so it's like, it is like fully healed scars. So it's just like a lighter line on the skin. But yeah, like, and also what I like, so I could now say female and then we could still have this body, or we could like go male and then change the body type, or we could go non-binary, and like it is separate from each other, which I think is actually really nice. Yeah, left is smaller and vice versa. So that like I get where they came up with this idea, but at the same time, it is very counterintuitive. So yeah, this is really nice. I really like it. Let me actually change the body type again. So that I can show you the stretch marks, because those also, you can see those on the thighs. I feel like that's just so realistic as well. Like so many people have that. That to me, it's really nice that that's in the game. I can imagine them just continuously adding stuff to this part of the game. Like over time, they're just going to add more and more. But I feel like they already have a lot. Like also freckles are full body freckles, by the way. If you want to do freckles on the face, it's a separate setting, but these are like full body freckles. They can also do acne, which mostly shows up on the back. I think there's also some face acne that you can do. Then, like I said, we have the birthmarks and we have the moles, so you can add like a couple of moles. So let's give her some. I think that's nice. The backne, yeah. Everyone who suffers from it will be painfully aware that this is now in the game as well. But But yeah, then you can also select body hair. Something that I really like is that it doesn't matter the gender or the body type that your sim has. See, there I go. I told you it's going to happen. Your para has. You can just add any hair that you want. If it makes sense, you can add it. There's arm hair. There's leg hair. It's all up to you. And they also have like, I like that there is, for example, arm hair that's like on the entire arm, but also one that's just on the lower arm. So yeah, it really has a lot of inclusivity. Oh yeah, you can also chest shape. You can, apparently, I didn't even realize this, separately change that. I missed that yesterday. So we didn't even have to go into the body presets. You can just separately change that. So you could even have like a very, for example, feminine body with a flat chest because someone is like in the process of transitioning. So maybe they have already done like the top surgery, but they haven't, like they only just started hormones. So they still have like wider hips, for example. Like it's wild how customizable it is. And you can also change what kind of underwear they're wearing and stuff like that. Completely unrelated to gender. Exactly. Or you just didn't grow boobs during puberty. Puberty also happens, you know? Exactly. Or had a mastectomy. There's so many like options here that I feel like give you just the creative freedom to create whoever you want to create. Whether that's yourself or just a fictional character, but you really get to give them whatever you come up with, literally. Then for face, you can also change the face shape. That is something that I like, but also I have found that confuses me a little bit. If you start changing the face shape, it changes their skin tone. Which I'm like, yeah, but I want to change their face. Like, I get it. They try to like make faces that match the skin tone. But sometimes you have a face that already works, but you just want to, like, you're like, oh, that's the perfect skin tone. But then it changes their face. And I think maybe that's either an oversight or an accident, but like, I can now go back to her like first face, but it keeps the skin tone. Which like makes it really confusing because like I don't want that face. Yeah. So that is something that I definitely want to give them feedback, but I'm like making a little list for myself so that I can just do one thing that I share with them. But this is something that I would like to see, indeed, like just like all the other things, just let it be separate. If you choose one of the face presets, it shouldn't automatically also change the skin tone. 10 hours in Paramaker with a bunch of different stories. I know it's so tempting to just spend so much time in here. Oh wait, I clicked onto the next one, but I wasn't done yet. Obviously, on the face, let's zoom in by the way. You can also just change their skin tone separately over here. And then you can customize everything separately. So you can go into the eyes and you can change the eye shape. There's like a whole bunch of different presets. From like larger eyes, smaller eyes, differently shaped eyes, and then you can change the color, and the color here is also completely customizable. So you could give her yellow eyes, which I think is a little scary. Then you can change their nose. There's also presets, but like you can see over here, everything in this game, like even with the eyes, you can use the presets if that's something you prefer, but if you prefer to go fully custom, you can do that as well. The same with the lips, like it comes with a bunch of presets that are really nice. But you can also just completely customize it if you want. Like, it's all possible. I kind of just, like, it's a lot. Yes. So that's something that I do feel like is, once you get your hands on this game, you could spend hours just in this game mode. And then you haven't even, like, experienced anything else. So yeah, there's a lot. You can change their face structure. So their ears, their forehead, their jaw, their chin, their cheeks. So like here, like I said, you can completely customize what this looks like. I do feel like these sort of like overlay each other sometimes a little bit, because now her face looks different. Like I don't remember what her face originally looked like. That's where we changed her lips. Okay, there we go. But also something that I noticed is that she got wrinkles just now and she didn't have those before. Not that I mind them necessarily, but it confuses me as to when they showed up. Like some of the face presets have them, but I haven't been able to remove them. Once they get on her face, she just has wrinkles. I don't know if they might be dimples, but like if I change her face, see, they stay. Like she didn't initially have them. And I don't know where I can find the setting to remove them. Yeah. Oh, there we go. If I change the forehead preset, they go. Did you notice that? But it's true. It's the same way as IRL. Once you have wrinkles, you can't just remove them. But I feel like that might also just be a little bug. That it sometimes just adds them, and then I don't think there's a separate setting to remove them, but I think it's a bug. Then there's facial hair, and like I said, you can add anything to anyone. So we can give Girly Pop a nice stash and a beard. But yeah, there's plenty of options here. Also, a nice full beard. And then here, there's also face scars. So you can have acne on your face in different positions. So your cheek, your chin, or your forehead. You can have freckles on your face or not. She already has a preset where she has moles on her face. I think, right? Oh, you can also add separate moles in their face. I don't know what these spots are then. I think maybe that's from the freckle preset. I haven't found dimples yet. No. There are scars that you can add to the face. So like, these are behind her hair. This one should use it to like her eye. No way, you have early access. Also, hi, it is really good to see you. I do. And I am very excited. I have been playing, I got it yesterday, so or Monday evening, late Monday evening. So I've been playing yesterday like for 5 hours, but I finally get to stream it today. Because it looked like Nikki in the trailer had dimples. I think that those might be piercings in her cheek. I think there's cheek piercings. But I don't see the dimples anywhere. For hair, let's actually take a quick look as well. There's different categories. You have short, medium, long, tied up, hair coverings, and facial hair. So you can find the facial hair in like different categories as well. Then for hair colors, there's quite a lot. And if you think, oh, that's nice, but the hair color I'm looking for is not really here, that's okay. You can just go in here and you can change it. You can just customize it. There we go. Customized it. And then for like different hairstyles, we can cycle through them a little bit. There is a lot. Although I do think, I mean, obviously hairstyles are so diverse that it would be hard for them to actually add hairstyles that like would cover anyone. So I think they can expand on this over time. But there's already a really good variety of hairstyles in terms of like different hair textures, different hair lengths, different hairstyles. I think that I love this one. I know this is probably meant for a child because as far as I've seen, the children have the exact same hairstyles. This reminds me of Fortnite, and I can't exactly say why. Also, I feel like she is made for short hair. Like the short hair looks okay, maybe not that one, but the short hair looks so good on her. She's eating that up. But yeah, like I said, lots of different hairstyles, lots of different textures as well. We can just cycle through. I think we can cycle through all of them. This reminded me of an anime. There's a couple of things in here that are really unserious, and I wonder if that one was unserious or not. There's a couple of things. There's also like a couple of glasses and hats and stuff. That just, I feel like you can see that there's a couple of like young people on the team, which I really like. I also really like this hairstyle, by the way. But yeah, we just keep going. We haven't seen them all. This is so long, by the way. Also long hairstyles with long pieces in the front. Gotta love it. I also love this one. It's so good. So good. Okay, I think we're getting closer to the end though. I love this one too. Well, 90s people are on the team? I think so, yeah. Oh, I didn't even see the side shave yesterday. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. This one is also really pretty. Oh, the bangs, she does look really good with the bangs. I might give her that hairstyle eventually. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. As you can see, also, some hairstyles do have like the lighter tips at the end, and then some hairstyles don't really have it. I guess that's just based on like the hairstyle, how it's like laid out. But yeah, there are so many options. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I really like this one. It's so cute. I might keep this one for her. Then for makeup. Oh, wait, no. I want to show you something more. So for now, they have two things to cover your hair. They have like a more traditional hijab, which I'm very happy about. And they have this one, which I don't think they have a name for it in game. I don't know what this is called. Is it called? I would say turban, but I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if this is a bug, Rose. I have noticed it too. Is it a turban? Okay. I wasn't entirely sure, but those are the two they have in game right now. But I can imagine that this is something they'll continue to add to. But I already love to see these two as a starting point. I think that's really nice. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And then the facial hair is just the same as we saw earlier. It's just you can access it from this menu too. And then for makeup, we have eyeshadow. And you can actually layer it. So what I'm doing now is like I layered it. I can also just do that one. Like that's at the bottom. You can kind of just experiment with which part you like. For example, this is like, this eyeshadow changes her septum. I don't think that's supposed to happen. It also doesn't always happen. It sometimes happens. Now it doesn't anymore. But yeah, you can like layer things if you want to. And then if you click on it, you can change the color. And then for the swatches, you can literally make any color you want. So you can pick one of the defaults. Maybe she actually eats that purple. That looks so good. Look at that. So I'll give her that one. Then you can also do some nice eyeliner. I like that. That looks really cool and really good. But yeah, they have some like more dramatic eyeliner. Also, this one layers too. So you can go quite ham with this. I really like the super simple tiny one. Then for lipstick, they have the upper only. They have the full glittery. They have like a bright color. They have more like a gloss. And then obviously this is all changeable in color as well, including all the custom colors that you want to make. So yeah, you have quite a lot of freedom here. I think genuinely your imagination is the limit. Then for blush, that is the only thing that I have noticed is that the blush sometimes is quite strong, especially if you're in the game and you're playing. It can get quite like dark, as in it can look a little bit patchy if you're playing the game, but I don't really mind it too much because most of the time you're not really up close to your paras, but I feel like the blush can sometimes look a little strong. But yeah, you can also layer the blush. So I guess if you wanted to, that's like you can make it really strong if you want to, but you can also go a little bit lighter and then I think this looks cute on her. I like it. It could be that it doesn't update, but I would still like it to update. Also, hi Gigi, it's good to see you. And then there's face paints. They have a couple of different ones. One is like a face mask. It goes over the makeup they're already wearing. Oh, thank you for the uptime reminder. I'm gonna try. We have like 5.5 minutes before ads, and during ads, I always take a midstream break. So then I would just quickly take like a 5-minute break, stretch, use the restroom, stuff like that. Does this lighter change the blush intensity? That's a good question. Yes, it does. I was pretty sure that it did, but then I was like, let me actually make sure that it does before I say yes. But yeah, there's full face makeup, and then we have tattoos. The tattoos are a little bit limited, so these are the ones you have, and those are the ones that like are in every category. So it doesn't really matter where you place them. These are just the tattoos that are in game. So like in this case, that would become a chest tattoo. But then if I click it away and I click on her arm and I click here, then it becomes an arm tattoo, basically. I do see them adding more tattoos in here. I think this is just the starting amount that they had ready. I can imagine that over time they're going to add more tattoos and stuff like that. But it's nice that you can just basically place every picture anywhere on the body. I think that's really nice. Then for clothes, because I think we've covered most of like the body shapes and the paramaker and stuff like that. Strange, you can color wheel everything but mods. What do you mean? Oh, tattoos. Yes, I noticed that too. I noticed that too yesterday. I was also intrigued by the fact that you couldn't change the colors of the tattoos and stuff. For clothes, they have head and face accessories. Sophie, thank you so much for the 44 months. This is fun. I know. Also, I think I'm going to snooze the ads because I would like to kind of like finish the para making before we take a break. And then we just have a little bit longer time. But yeah, this is what you would expect. So they have the headwear. This is the captain hat. They just have, you know, caps. They have a couple of really cute hats that I actually really like. This one. Listen. I did not know I needed this. Hi, Min, welcome in. I did not know I needed this. Why is a horse a category? I told you there's some unserious people on this team. Also, hi, Torin. How well do the hairs work? Well, hold on, let me take the horse mask off. Wait. I was just about to say. They work pretty well. Like, she's currently wearing a hairstyle that has a an updo with a ribbon, and it all fits pretty nicely. Like, from what I've noticed so far. Also, they have a bonnet in here, by the way. I kind of missed this one in the other hair coverage categories because I think people would be looking for the bonnet there too as well. There's also this. I don't know why, but here you get. I guess this is a good test to see how it covers up their hair. There's a chef's hat, which I think looks pretty cute. This is one of my favorite items. Because, listen, I'm a propeller hat girly. Yeah, it clips the ears a little bit, but it's nothing too bad. Like, it didn't necessarily bother me that much. But yeah, I'm a propeller hat girly. Something that I like is also here you have a couple of default swatches and you can create your own swatches for almost every piece of clothing. So like here, I can just go in here and then I get a color wheel and I can literally customize it. So if you don't like the swatches that are already there, you can just change it. It's literally that easy. But considering I love her hair, I actually don't want to put a hat on it. Then there's glasses. Just, you know, what you would expect. I really like these. And then this made me laugh so much yesterday. My test para is actually wearing these glasses, and I feel kind of tempted to make her wear them too. Like, she owns it, you know. I feel like she should be wearing them just because it looks so silly. Then there's also miscellaneous eye covers, which currently is a category, but it doesn't actually include anything. So I'm curious to see what they're going to add here over time. Then for jewelry, we have earrings. I have noticed that with certain hairstyles, the earrings get covered. But yeah, you can change them left, right ear. You can also have them wear one AirPod, 2 AirPods. Hold on. Oh, this is something I will talk about this later in a little bit. I do think, okay, I don't want to rush the para making part, but I also don't want to spend like forever here because there's so much more that I wanted to show you guys. Thank you, Hollow. I have the ad snooze for one time. So, but yeah, you can give them AirPods. I feel like that's kind of realistic, so she can wear those. And then there's a couple of medical items. There's a hearing aid and a mask. I do expect them to update this over time. In terms of medical items, there is also a prosthetic leg that you can add, which I believe is in the shoe section. But you can't see it as long as she's wearing pants. So let's remove that. Was it in the shoe section? I don't remember where I saw it. Maybe it's not. I remember seeing it somewhere. And I would like to show you guys what it looks like. Oh, yeah, here it is. And here I can also immediately show you something very important that I think is good to know, just because it might be confusing for people. There's a little button here that says, like, it's kind of like a mirror. You can change what side of your para you're editing. So let's remove the prosthetic leg and say, I only want her left or her right side. See, this is also mirrored. It says right side on the left side. That's confusing. You can just change it on one side. Or you can just like change it to that side and then change that leg. But that's a button here, and that also applies to jewelry. It applies to nail polish. It applies to a bunch of different things, basically, where you can decide whether it's only on one side or the other, or just fully mirrored, basically. I think it might work on eyes, but I'm not entirely sure. Yes. The setting for the mirroring is also available on eyes. So you can make a non... What is that called? Face. You know what I mean, right? What is that called? Why does my brain not function right now on the word for that? No. That's symmetric. That you can make an asymmetrical face. That's what I was trying to say. But you can also have two different colors eyes. Yeah. True. I didn't even think about that, but so true. But yeah, then for the tops, there is a pretty big variety as well. There is short sleeve, dress shirts, sweatshirts, swimwear, pajamas, outer layers, and costume tops. Actually, for outer layers, I don't know if you can layer things. We can test that, I guess. Let's grab... Okay, see, like I said, unserious stuff. But let's get this one, and let's see if an outer layer goes over it. I don't think so. No, it changes it. So outer layers are more just things that are already layered, I guess. But yeah, there is quite a lot of different things here. Some are more simple. Some are like more stylized. I really like this shirt and this one. I used this one yesterday. I really liked it. Or this one, also very cute. But with this one, by the way, also there's different swatches, and you can add your own. Is the right categories like swimwear? Wait, what do you mean? Oh, you mean this? Yeah, so the right category, you have casual, formal, workout, and pajamas. Those are the 4 different outfit categories, but you can click on the context menu, and as you can see, it opens up. You can give them multiple outfits within one. What does the button do when you hover over shirts? You can toggle between tucked in or tucked out with your current items. So I guess based on the pants that you're wearing, you can toggle it to be tucked in or tucked out, which is actually really nice. This is the thing that I reported yesterday where like a picture is missing. Like you can click on it and it works, but the picture is just missing. Seasons are not in early access, but will be added later. If you're curious, the second link, I think, that is pinned above chat right now, or either of those 2 links actually links to an overview on their Instagram of what is included in early access and what they're going to add later. There's no pools either. So stuff like that. There's like a bunch of things that one might expect. Just take a look at both, because one post explains what early access is and the other explains, I forgot which link was which. Great on my end, but it'll basically give you all the information you need to know what is included in the first version of the game that you would get on this, like on Monday next week. But yeah, there is a bunch of outfit. This one, I love this one so much. This is so cute. I want to give her this one, actually. Yes, we have ads actually in 22 seconds. So I do think that I might have to take a little breaky and then we'll continue. Like, we'll wrap up because there's no way that I'm going to rush through this. Like I tried, I was like, let's see if I can make it, but there's so much to still talk about in here that we haven't talked about and that I still want to try out. So yeah, we're gonna spend some more time in here. That's okay though. I think it's so unserious with the glasses, I know. But yeah, we're just gonna take a little breaky. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna stretch and hydrate and those things. So please make sure to also stretch, hydrate, get yourself something to snack, maybe run to the bathroom. And I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay? I'm back. I was like waiting for the ads to be over. I was like, I want to come back. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. 100% you ate that up and left no crumbs. Let's freaking go. Just facts. Simple facts. But yeah, Also, certainly welcome in. I hope you're doing so well. It's nice to have you today. Okay, let's actually continue with the outfits. I'm not going to go over every single piece of clothing for the simple reason. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And thank you, Isa. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy with my glasses. Also, Salty Lamp, welcome in. Can I say something? I saw you follow like a couple of days ago, and I don't think you're aware, but your name is like literally so perfect for this community because we talk about salt lamps a lot. And I was like, I hope that you come into chat one day and I get to tell you that. Because that's a legendary name to have in this particular community. Really, Molly suggested you come here because of your name. GG's, Molly. GG's. That is even better. That's an even better origin story than I could have hoped for. But yeah, we lick salt lamps here apparently. Well, it started out as me being really confused that people do that to me eventually licking my salt lamp on stream. So yeah. I guess it's part of the lore now. But it's really nice to have you. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go over every single piece of clothing for the simple reason that I also like it for you guys to experience this yourself. There's like so many amazing things. Also, is this the top that goes with that hair? Question. I just realized I think I recognize it from that character. It's a shortened version of your old MMO name you had. I licked your... There's no way. That is amazing. Thank you so much for telling the lore behind the name. Right is Sailor Moon top. Okay. But is that not the same as the hair? Look at me being echt. Just throw in a Dutch word there. Look at me being completely out of the loop with anything. I feel like such a boomer sometimes, you know? Because all of you guys were like, oh my god, that's Miku hair. And I was like, I do not know who Miku is, but sure. But I feel like I recognize the top from Sailor Moon. So wouldn't have been able to name Sailor Moon until you guys said it. But anyways, that's not the top I want to give her. I want to give her the other. Sorry for the coughing. This one back because it was so cute. Like I said, I'm not going to go over every single piece of clothing. I just think it's really nice to show you guys a little bit, like a couple of different things they have. But yeah, there's like a section for baggy pants, for tight pants, for shorts, for skirts, for swimwear, for pajamas, and for costume bottoms. And the costume bottoms, I don't exactly know what these belong to be fair. But yeah, there's quite a lot. And also from what I've seen is that all of these are set up to work on like any body shape. So it doesn't really matter how you set up your para, basically. Every piece of clothing, it should fit every single body. Yeah, the sandwich top is wild. There's also a bunch of full body outfits. Like I said, there's a couple of really unserious things in the game. This is definitely one. The casual office fit. Glad they added it. But yeah, there's a bunch of things. There's also like a wedding dress or just like some more formal dresses. There's like a pantsuit. There's overalls. There's a whole bunch of things in the game that you guys can all explore when you get your hands on it to customize. Also, Sakina, thank you so much for the self-care check. For shoes, we have casual shoes, just some sneakers. We have some boots. We have some loafers. We have some heels. We have sandals. We have slippers, and we have costume shoes. These are the ones that I think belong to the Sailor Moon one. I'm guessing. But they're actually really cute, although they have cherries on top of them. I think I'll just give her like a nice pair of sneakers. I think that's cute. Yes, the undo. Yes, you can do Control Z for the undo. Actually, I don't know why I've not been doing that, but yes, Control Z and Control Y is redo. How's it been running so far? about the constant moving of the train makes me a bit nauseous. As in, what do you mean with how has it been running so far? As in, like, the smoothness, you mean? I have actually heard people talk about getting motion sick a little bit from certain animations in the game. Did you test the fit of clothing on bigger bodies? Is it good? Yes. There is, like, actually not even that much clipping specifically on arms and things that I've noticed. I think this sim, I think you can see a little bit more because she's a little bit bigger. I feel like all the clothes actually morph quite well around the body, so to say. I don't know how else to explain it. But so far, I haven't seen like anything that feels really awkward or feels like the shape is off or something. I think certain patterns might distort a little bit, but I don't think there's anything you can really do about that because it is, after all, like it is a digital picture. It's not like a vector image. I think it's just like a PNG printed on the item. So patterns might distort a little bit, but other than that, I do feel like it actually is quite nice. Oh yeah, the profile card changed. I guess because we switched para. I guess maybe that's why. Then there's, like I said, there's a bunch of things like socks, tights, and leggings. I have noticed that if you select these fishnet ones that I actually gave to my test para from yesterday, in game it looks like they have very hairy legs because usually in game you're like seeing your para from a little bit further away, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I mean, some people have hairy legs, that's completely fine, but it's the leggings on its own don't really like show up nicely for me personally. Also, welcome in. The game hasn't actually launched. No, we have early access. We have exclusive access today. So the game launches next week on Monday. But we got to see it a little early. But yeah, here we can find leggings. There's also these, which I don't know what to think about. Like the red ones, I don't know, maybe it's like someone who paints, maybe their fingers are dying. I don't exactly know. Isn't that how a fishnet is supposed to look? Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, there's a couple of cute things. You can add socks. And like I said, the medical item, I feel like this was definitely something that I wanted to show you guys, particularly speaking with the fact that you can mirror them. Should have the finger thing in green. I mean, I guess you can change the color of it, no? Yeah, you can just add a color. There we go. She has a green thumb. She has a green thumb. I see what you did there. Oh, true. Yeah, in some cultures they dye their fingers. That's true. I didn't think about that. That might be a reason that this is here. Actually. I didn't think about that. Good shout. Thanks for adding to that. But yeah, those are basically the things that you can customize. Like I said, I also don't want to go over like every single step here because I think you guys are also going to have a lot of fun customizing these things yourself. So then let's move on to the personality, which is where you can decide how your para behaves. And I have actually noticed that this does influence the way that your para interacts with the world and other paras quite a lot. Exactly, Yul. This is why cultural representation is important, because I just learned something. Or like mostly got reminded of something. Like I kind of knew, but now I know again, if that makes any sense. And that's exactly why representation matters, because it normalizes things. If you see them on the daily, your brain just becomes familiar with it. But yeah, you can change you can basically assign points, and through gameplay you can get more points, I think. I haven't gotten to a point where my para actually got enough points to upgrade one of these. But through gameplay, your para evolves. So that's really nice. But physique is basically how physically gifted are they? Do they pick up sports very easily or not? Mind is literally how, like, are they someone who likes to think about things, I would say. I wouldn't necessarily call it smart or not, but it's more like, is a para, like, do they like an intellectual challenge or not? Creativity, it speaks for itself, I guess. And then the charisma one also, I guess, speaks for itself. So I actually think this para deserves a point everywhere. And then we're going to do creativity, charisma. I think I'm going to make her very charismatic. Hi. I like that you can actually have a vibe, a social perk, and a talent separately from their personality and their character. So for the vibe, we have overjoyed, gloomy, energetic, serious, and jester. And I have actually noticed like my test para had energetic, and it did influence her quite a lot. Like it was very noticeable that that was her vibe. So I think for this one, I feel like she's overjoyed. That just fits with the vibe. I can't explain why, but she looks overjoyed. Social perk is she's either good at being alone, good at making friends, good at taking care of others, good at romantic relationships, or good at cooperating. My para yesterday had the good at being alone. And fun fact is in her needs, like you have a little needs panel, her social bar changed to a alone recharge bar. Spoofy! Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. How was your stream? Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming over. I see we're playing. Hold on. Did I see that correctly? Yes, you were playing God of War. How was it? Are you winning? Thank you so much for coming over. I appreciate that lots. For anyone who just came with that raid, welcome in. For anyone from my side, if you're not following Spoofy yet, what are you doing? Spoofy is literally one of my favorite people. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to smack my mic. My favorite people in this whole wide world. Such a lovely, lovely person. Very chaotic in the best way possible. If you need a good laugh over at Spoofy's, you will definitely find it. It's a daddy simulator. We know you like that. Are there horses? Sorry, I couldn't resist. I'll shut up now. Anyways, feel free to hang out with us for anyone who came with that raid. We are checking out PARALIVES. We have early access to the game. It only comes out next week on Monday, and I'm very, very honored that I actually get to check it early. We have been, well, not stuck is not the right word, but we've been working on creating a para for quite a long time because there's so much in create a para. Yeah, we haven't finished it, but we're almost done, and then we're finally gonna go into the world. We're gonna pick a place to live. I might do a little poll in chat on whether we are gonna move into a pre-made home or whether we're gonna build something, because that's gonna decide, I think, for today whether we're gonna only see building or if we're also gonna do some gameplay. We could also do some gameplay today in like a pre-made house, and then on Friday, like move and build a house, something like that. Yes, the thumbs up in the corner. We'll open a form where you can report feedback or a bug. Also, Spoofy, if you need to go raid and rest, please make sure to do so. And for anyone who's new, a general introduction. I just realized I completely skipped it. My name is Rosanna, or Ro. I use she, her pronouns. And on this channel, we do co-working, gaming, and a sprinkle of IRL streams. And as you can see, today we're gaming. I have a nasty cough that will not leave me alone. So if I'm coughing sometimes, I'm very sorry. I try my best to reduce it. I would say pre-made house plus gameplay and then Friday building. Yeah, I was thinking maybe that might be nice as well. And then maybe on Friday we can build them a small little house, and then we can actually move out on Friday and kind of also see what it's like to move with a para, because I haven't tried that. But yeah, like I was saying, as you guys joined, I was actually explaining something really fun. Is that when you give your para a good at being alone social perk, their social need changes from, instead of needing to socialize, they need to recharge by themselves. So my para at the end of the day, after like going to work and stuff, was craving alone time to recharge before she would like feel good again. Very relatable, but also I love that, because this is something that has always bothered me in a lot of other games, is like you can create an introverted character, or like someone who, you know, recharges by being alone, and then they still have a social need. Like, no, what do you mean? Maybe. Oopsie. Oopsie. Sorry. My partner just asked something. I apparently used up all the trash bags without noticing. Do we not have any spare ones? No roll that is somewhere tucked away? Oh. Oopsie. You know you love me, right? Sometimes he doesn't know why, but he does. Shame. Rings bell. Shame. Yeah. So now he needs to go to the supermarket to go buy trash bins. Oopsie. If I had known, I would have gone and gotten new ones. Well, I didn't know that we didn't have any spare ones. I thought we still had a roll. I don't know. I only used it today when I was cleaning the litter box. So I didn't click it until you just asked. I was like, oh yeah, that was the last one. I didn't realize. Oopsie. Yeah, we did actually use a lot of trash bags when we were cleaning out our storage box. That is true. We used like 8 of them. Also my cat is here to also say hi to you guys. But yeah, anyways, okay, so for this one, I think I'll give her good at cooperation because I'm curious to see what that will do. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate it. And then for a talent, you have Jack of all trades. Parafolk with his talent perform well in all skills and want to learn as many things as possible. Music, fitness, food, technology, art, and good at nothing. I saw this in the trailer and I felt so bad for that para that got the good at nothing talent. Like, I mean, I guess some people do struggle to learn, but good at nothing? Oh, Thomas, that has happened before as well, so that wouldn't surprise me. It's kind of hilarious. It kind of is, yeah. But I think for this sim, I might give her the good at art one. I feel like she is giving artsy. And then we have, I love this, by the way. I love that this is separate. The fact that lifestyles are separate from character traits. Like, you can be a vegetarian. You can have, like, different sleeping habits. I think I'm going to make her a night owl, and I'm going to make her neat. But, like, the fact that those are not character traits, but just lifestyles, and that those could also change over time is something that I just love. Because it's way more realistic than making it a character trait. I think with that, we have covered almost everything that I wanted to cover here. There's one more thing that I want to do, because this is actually something that I hadn't really done in my own little test. I would like to create a child. I actually, can I like not have her as a parent? Because I kind of want to have like her as a parent and her as just a friend. Like, she's a single mom. I wonder, I would wanted to kind of see if that was possible. But like, you have to have both parents in the household. Like, I cannot create a child without, because like I cannot deselect her. Okay, I would actually like to see that change. Like, I wish you could, like, a child doesn't even have to be, I mean, in this case, we are trying to create from genetics. Maybe we can, hold on. I think maybe this is possible. Let's go create a para. Let's create a child. Also, the toddlers look so funny to me. I don't know why, but they look so silly. But I don't want a toddler. I actually would like, let's try the preteen stage because I'm kind of curious what that would mean. And then I think you can go in here and then we can say relationships. Okay, so this is household members. So I cannot go in here and say this person is like their mom. So I can create a child, but I cannot make them related to each other. Yes, there is a preteen stage. That is an additional life stage that they've added, which is really nice. But yeah, that means that I cannot, oh, more relationship labels are coming and leveling them up will unlock more social interactions and together cards. Yeah, so I guess for now, this is just the way it is. But again, this is going to be changed. But then I don't think I want to add a child because I want these two to be friends. I don't want or like roomies. Let's actually randomize her. Gloomy, good at being alone, and fitness. Okay. I like that. I like that. What are the 3 dots for? Where exactly? Which 3 dots? You mean up here? That's just the menu. Also, we cannot save because we are in the tutorial right now, but you can actually save when you're out of the tutorial, they do recommend that you save quite a lot. And if you have autosave on, it will automatically save for you, of course. Oh, in the relationship thingy? Ah, there we go. Okay, so we can say that these are friends. Oh, you can say parent. Okay, so you can actually add it. That's my bad that I just didn't see that. So yeah, if we go to this one and we go here on the relationships, we can say they do have friendship level 1. I don't think you can change the starting level yet. I know autosave is like so nice. But yeah, okay, so you can actually set it up. So we could give her a child, I guess. Like, I might want to do that just because I want to kind of see... Oh, no. I didn't mean to make her a child. I wanted to add a child. We're just going to create a para. See, but the thing is, I kind of want to create from genetics because then she would look like her, but I can't do that. So for now, I'll just go with preteen. And I'll just randomize. Serious and fitness. I think children, no, they have the same vibes. So that doesn't change. And then in relationship, I can set her to be a parent. There we go. Can you duplicate the parent and then turn it into a child? I don't think you can duplicate a para, or maybe you can. I just clicked on something randomly. Look, you can change the nickname, middle name, and last name first. You can customize the way the name shows up. Okay, what is her name? That's not her name. No. Mayra. I love that. Mayra Lorik. And then her nickname is going to be May. But I don't think you can duplicate a para. I haven't at least seen an option for it anywhere. Okay, so we have Mayra Lorik. Then this child is also going to be named Lorik, last name. And then her first name is going to be Freya. Oh. I don't want to give any spoilers, but for anyone who's been watching my Pack Legacy, we gotta keep that. We gotta keep that. Like, that is the back. Yeah, I know, Tioki. I had the same the first time it happened. I was like, but it's fine. It is fine. Okay, and then what is her name? Also, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Pearly May. And then nickname's gonna be May. Urbina sounds kind of... Pearly May Urbina. Sounds like such a badass name. But yeah, then we have May, also known as Pearly May. We have Mayra. I like that they kind of have similar name. Wait, no. Now they're both called May. I didn't realize that. I didn't actually clock that. How did I not? How did my brain just be like, this is May, and this is also May? But I kind of like it. I think that's really cute. Maybe that's what they bonded over in high school or something. They're like, oh my God, we have the same name. Not really, because she is named Mayra, and she is named Pearly May, and it's also different, like, sorry, it's like different writings, but I kind of like that. And that's also like, she got pregnant and then, I don't know, like broke up with the guy. And then she had a baby and she was like a single mom. And then she moved in with her best friend. Yes, they were definitely born in May. For sure. Yes. Okay. Oh. Is missing one or more personality traits? Oh. I thought I had given these to her. Apparently I didn't. I'm pretty sure I gave these to her earlier. They just didn't save, I guess. Oh, it changed when she changed into a child. Of course. Of course. That actually, good catch. Okay. So, What is... Why is she so... What is going on? Uh, I think something glitched, but why is she so tall and buff? She was taking a power stance. I don't know what happened there, but that was like a silly glitch. Yeah, see, now we just have 3 of them. Okay, so if your para has an emotion, you will see that here, and then you can actually click on the emotion to see how your para is going to react. Something that I have noticed, and I do not know if this is a bug or if this is meant to happen early game, is I have only been able to pick reactions to the happy emotion. Any other emotion doesn't have the pick reaction button. So like it has in the tutorial here, I see inspired, and then I can say eat a snack, make, oh, paradigms. There we go. 200 paradigms or buy a new computer. But when I was actually playing the game, I saw multiple emotions, but I could only click on the happy one. Can you go back to the edit? I haven't tried yet, so I actually don't know. But I'm assuming you can go back and edit. Like, you can go back from the menu and edit a household. So you can definitely go back and edit them. But I don't know if you can do that from gameplay. Like, through a wardrobe or something. Okay, now they need to eat a snack. Now we need to select. This is something that I love, by the way. Look, we can drag and select. Hello? Okay. Well... This worked the other time just fine. I don't know why it's not working right now. Oh, it is. I'm blind. I was like, why is the train conductor not in our group? So yeah, if you drag, it'll add the para that you've selected as well into your group. And now we can go here and it just has everyone in the group walking. When your together bar fills up, pick a conversation topic. So the together bar is filling because they're talking to each other. And then when it's full, we can actually pick the next conversation topic. This is something I'm still not sure whether I like it. I do notice if you have multiple paras in your group, you have more options. But when I was playing with a singular para and there were only 3 options, sometimes neither of those 3 options fit the story that you're trying to tell. Like, for example, I was trying to have my para yesterday flirt with someone at the gym. And then because she's good at being alone, all the interactions were find a topic to leave the conversation, talk about wanting to be alone, ask the other person to leave. And I was like, yeah, but neither of these fit my story because I want to flirt with this person. So I'm not entirely sure if I like the fact that you only get 3 options. You eventually get a little bit more if you know another para better or if they have like an advanced relationship. You can... So for the pink card to show up, you actually need to befriend a para first. Like, you need to know them a little bit before you can flirt with them. But that also means that if your para has like the good at being alone trait, there are times where you just simply cannot really do anything to befriend someone else. And I personally think this might eventually become limiting in your storytelling. For some people, they like, I've heard really mixed reactions in my like comments under my YouTube video for the trailer. Some people really like the fact that these cards are going to be based on the relationship that you have with the other para, based on your para's personality, and based on their current mood. So if your para's like really uncomfortable, there's also certain topics that they wouldn't really talk about. However, I have noticed that with only 3 options, especially in the beginning, because like I said, the more you get to know a para, the more options you'll get. Sometimes you want to have stories that are really wacky and actually don't make sense. And these cards kind of force you to make a story that makes sense. And I don't know if I like that yet. Like, I haven't tested it enough to have a fully formed opinion on whether this is something that I like or dislike long term. But it is a worry that I have. Like, it immediately sort of triggered something on my side where I was like, that feels like not enough freedom to tell stories. But again, maybe this gets better faster if you have like a para that's good at socializing. Like, for example, my para really liked being alone, so maybe that also means it's more challenging for them to socialize with others, and therefore this menu only builds slower. I haven't done enough testing to see like the difference and how fast you will be able to unlock certain social interactions. But yeah, it is intriguing. And also I find it intriguing if you have multiple paras that you can like select multiple things. So as you can see in this case, because she has the art talent and she has the overjoyed vibe and she has the talent to be good at cooperating, she gets different options than this para who can just do a generic hello. But because they are talented in fitness, and they can talk about exercise that you can do while seated. So there is like some relation to the para itself, which that part I do like. Yeah, but like I understand that you need to level up and that is like a rank system. But if you have a para that likes being alone, it's virtually impossible sometimes to rank up because all the interactions you get is about your para wanting to be alone. So it's realistic, which I like. But I wonder if the realism is going to become limiting. And I've talked about this, which is I'm going to actually make a comparison that's not to The Sims for once, but to Inzoi. There were certain things in Inzoi that when I did a playtest for Inzoi, I felt like they went so overboard with the realism that I missed being able to be weird and silly and goofy. And I know that some people really want to have like next level realism in their life sims. But I wonder, for example, like someone in my YouTube comments said, I can't wait to play the 100 Baby Challenge in PARALIVES. I don't know if that's going to be possible. I wonder if stuff like that, which is like obviously pushing the boundaries of a game a little bit and like it's silly and weird. I wonder how much like the realism is going to be limiting, or if it's not going to be limiting at all and people are just going to feel like it's a perfectly balanced thing. I think I just need one more input from myself, but also more input from others, how they experienced it and like what they liked and what they didn't like and what they found challenging. And I think that is something that is for the PARALIVES teams as well. That's going to be so incredibly like useful feedback from the community. If everyone starts saying, oh, the 3 options are too limited, then maybe they'll go to 5, you know? Like I can imagine them adjusting these things based on wide player feedback. But yeah. In this case, I think she's going to ask if any help is needed. And then all of them get the Acquaintance Plus. So you can actually select which para does the main interaction. That's interesting. Take care of your para's needs or else they might get upset. Yesterday, I actually desperately tried to have my para pee her pants. She just wouldn't. She just got really upset and the game started giving me like pop-up notifications of... your para really has to pee. Watch out, your para really has to pee. Like, it was literally, like, notifications in-game that my para had to pee. But she didn't pee her pants. Ooh, an option to redraw your cards would solve everything. Yeah, like, that would be super nice. Just within, still, like, taking into account their character and stuff like that. Or maybe the option, if there was a way in the settings to be like, I want the interaction cards to be random instead of related to my para. Added the ability to pee your pants. Maybe I should have pushed her further. Like maybe they can pee their pants, but I was just impatient. But it actually took a long time for her to need to pee her pants. Like and then she still didn't. And then eventually she just went to the bathroom by herself. Exactly, Tsuyuki. Exactly. Yeah. I'm impatient. 10 out of 10 for that joke. Did not see that coming. Should have seen that coming, but I didn't see it. But yes, I was very impatient. The pop-up notifications were a little invasive. I'm not gonna lie. They were like quite often. I'm happy I got that in a clip because I think I'll be adding that into my video for Monday next week. I think they can be a little less invasive. It's nice if you're playing with multiple paras because obviously you can't see everyone's needs, but I feel like they can be like sliced in half and it would still be enough. Okay, so the needs kind of speak for itself. You have food, you have sleep, you have bathroom, and you have hygiene. And like I said, there was an additional need for my para. I don't think we can see it right now, but in game, I think one of them has good at being alone. I'll show you the difference between the social thing. because it doesn't show up here, but once we go into the full game, it will actually show up. And now we can select the food to eat. So there's food over here. And because we're still in a group, if she selects it, everyone in the group will do it. And that is something you're going to have to keep in mind. Because I have had this. Did you guys see that floating sandwich? That really distracted me. I actually, this is so silly. Yesterday when I was playtesting, I had a group. Like, I was talking to another para. And then my para was tired, so I clicked go to bed. And then a random para that she didn't know, she literally just talked to for like 2 seconds. Because she was in my group, joined me in my house and went to sleep in my bed. Because she was in the group when I selected the action to go to bed. So the groups are great because it means you can easily have paras do stuff together. But it also means you can easily have paras do stuff together. So just keep that in mind if you're going to play the game. You need to make sure that you disband a group before you do stuff that you want your para to do privately. Yes, Jess, that should work. That should work. So these are the storytellers. This is something that I've actually talked about in the trailer reaction as well. But for anyone who hasn't seen that video, let me tell you a little bit about what I understand of this feature so far, because I think it's quite a far-reaching feature. And I don't think I fully understand it just yet, but there's a couple of things that tie into this storyteller concept. The first one being, it decides the difficulty of your gameplay. That's the most straightforward thing that it does. So this is Ricardo, and Ricardo, if you click on him, I'll quickly click away my camera. A storyteller that will bring more challenges in your parafolk's daily life. You can either select the storyteller or customize the storyteller. Once you start customizing it, right now, they do give the warning that there's like a limited amount of options here. They're gonna continue building on this. But it basically sets like how likely you are to get pregnant, how likely you are to have twins, how likely you are to have triplets, how fast the time goes, how long the life stages are, stuff like this. How many starting funds you get. So this is like the lowest. Your lowest starting fund for a family is 30,000, and then the other ones like are higher basically. Like I said, they'll continue to add more things into this. This is only one part of the storytellers though. So you also have Maxine, a storyteller that provides a fair and balanced gameplay experience. And then, hello, I'm trying to click it away. And then you have Stella, a storyteller that will protect your parafolk from life's lowest lows and make for less challenging gameplay experience. I picked Stella yesterday because I felt like I wanted to kind of just see what was possible without worrying too much about difficult gameplay. But what I've noticed, or no, actually I didn't pick Stella, I'm lying. I picked Maxine because I wanted to see the middle ground. Every single day, at the end of your para's day, usually when they go to sleep around midnight, but if they don't sleep, if they stay awake all night, it happens at like 5 a.m. in the morning, they get a pop-up where it's like, it gives you story prompts. So it's like, tomorrow your para is going to want to make friends. Feel the desire to find a new job. Is going to explore a new character perk. And some of these are like, sometimes you get a card and sometimes you get a book. And the book is like, you just see the category. So like you get to pick a book between talents, social, and life stages or something. And then once you select which one you want, so let's say you're curious what kind of options are in social. Once you click on the social book, you can't go back. So you have to use one of the story prompts in the social category. And this is like, I think the part of the storytellers that, again, just like with the interactions, I am just really curious to see whether this is going to be limiting or not. Because one of my like yesterday when I was playtesting, I got a day where like my para Lexi wrapped up her workday, went to bed, and then she got a pop-up, and I could literally pick between that she was gonna find the love of her life or that she was gonna switch a job. And I was like, but I don't want either. I actually don't know if it affects your needs. I don't think so, because I don't think it showed up in the menu just now, but I can imagine them eventually adding that. Yeah. No, there is no option to not choose a card. Also, this isn't a together card. The together cards are the ones that you see in like the interactions when they're talking. This is different to the together cards. This is your Para's story mode card. Like, that's what I'm naming it. That's not the official name. We will probably run into it as soon as we start playing, but I just wanted to, because we're selecting a storytelling right now, I feel like it's useful to talk about it. I think what they're trying to do is, without pushing you... Hello! Shar, thank you so much for the raid. Oh my goodness, it is so good to see you. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming over. I appreciate that a ton. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. How was your stream? What were you up to? I see that you were streaming On Your Trail. Is that, I'm assuming, On Your Tail, sorry. I'm assuming that's a game, but I've never heard of it. So please do feel free to tell me about it. But welcome in, friends. I hope you guys are all doing so well. Anyone from my side, if you are not following Shar yet, what are you doing? Go fix that right now. Fellow Dutchie, although also streams in English. Great vibes. You do co-working and gaming. So honestly, perfect match with the community here. So everyone, make sure to go check out Shar and drop your bum on that follow button. And everyone who's new, welcome in. I hope you guys are all doing amazing today. We are playing PARALIVES. We have early access, so the game releases for everyone next week on Monday, and we get to play it today. And we are just kind of going over the early game setup. We haven't done any gameplay. We've created a para, and now we're going over this storyteller feature that we see here. And if you guys want to hang out, you are super welcome. I would love to hear how your stream was. But if you need to go raid and run, raid and rest, we always say here, self-care is very sexy. So please make sure to practice it. And for anyone who's new, my name is Rosanna, or Ro. I use she, her pronouns. And on the channel, we do co-working, gaming, and a sprinkle of IRL streams. So yeah, if you want to hang out, you're very welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to ask at any time as well. But yeah, thank you so much for deciding to come over here and sharing your community with me. I will do my utmost best to take good care of them. That's true. We've created 3 parafolk. So... technically, that's why we spent so much time there. Suffering from the weirdest thing ever. Your salivary gland. Wow, that my brain really needed to carefully read that. Is blocked and it hurts. Oh no. I cannot even imagine what that must feel like, but it sounds not nice. I hope that it goes away very soon. And that it like unblocks. But you were nursing it while playing 2 games, Bitter Harvest and On Your Tail. Nice. Is that like, are those like cozy kind of games? Same. I don't think I would know where that is either. But it does sound quite shit. So yeah, I hope it recovers really soon. But like I said, we were talking about the storyteller feature. I think I'm just gonna start the gameplay, and then we're gonna run into this at the end of the day. And I'm gonna show you guys, and like we're gonna talk about it. But I am wondering if this particular feature is gonna become too limited or too guiding. I think what they have tried to do here is take a little bit of inspiration from RPG games, where in an RPG game, obviously you can like interact with certain NPCs and they'll give you like a specific quest or something. Like they'll give you some sort of guidance, which by the way, we're going to talk about the concept of quests as well, because that comes up too. But it's like something that kind of guides your story a little bit, which I like the idea. There's a lot of people who would like to play life sim games, but get stuck with a lot of freedom, right? Like, I am going to compare it to The Sims just for a brief moment. In The Sims, there's no storyline. There's no quest line. You get to do whatever you want, which for a lot of people means that they create a sim, build a house, and then they're like, okay, so what now? Maybe they play a little bit. Maybe like they take care of their sim for a couple of days, and they're like, okay, so where's like the purpose? What am I doing here? And the whole point is that you have to create that purpose, right? Like you have to tell the story. It's just like playing Dollhouse. And I think what Paralives tried to do is they tried to kind of solve that conundrum for people. Of like, you still get to tell your story. You still get to do what you want, create your para, build them a house, live out their life. But just to help you and guide you a little bit towards the end of every para's day, we're gonna give you a little story nudge. And I don't know whether I like that. Like, I genuinely just don't know. I haven't formed the proper opinion on it just yet. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, I would like to see a free will mode where you don't have a storyteller. Like, I think it is a good option to have. I don't think it's a bad decision. I think if it's, like, balanced enough, it might not be intrusive if you do want complete freedom. But I am a little worried that for people that do like the dollhouse concept, and again, like that, this is a good thing, right? Like there's going to be different games in the life sim genre that all offer something differently, which I think is good. It's good that they didn't go exactly copy pasta from The Sims, because then it would have just been The Sims in a different art style. So I like that they went for a different route. I just wonder if that's going to be for me or for other people in general, but also how that's going to just eventually over time like evolve and play into the longevity of this game. Yeah, it would be nice if there's like an option to skip it, or maybe just pick a storyteller in the beginning that's like no guidance, no storytelling, nothing. Both are cozy games. Bitter Hunter has some mess. Your fam got stolen and there's a lot of corruption in the town, and On Your Tail is a cozy investigation game with puzzles. Oh, both sound really nice, actually. Both sounds really cool. I'll definitely remember those. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate it. So yeah, I think we're gonna go for Maxine, because Maxine has like the most balanced biter harvest. I already read it and I was like, wait, wasn't it? Did I read it wrong? But that makes more sense. But yeah, now we are on the train and we can continue our topic. It seems like there's an issue with the train. Anyone here a mechanic? And obviously we're gonna lie. The child is a train mechanic. And then you arrive in the town. I do really like the town. I haven't even been able to explore everything, but the town is so pretty and so European. And I know that's such a silly thing to say or like be really excited about, but this to me is like, it's so welcome. Even though the traffic sign was very American. Like the tunnel, the traffic sign above it, very American, but the design of the town feels old. Yeah, it feels like home, exactly. Yes, very Italian. I got that vibe as well, like Italian, or I don't know, just any like older Roman inspired city, I guess. There's obviously a lot. Okay, so Freya has been enrolled in elementary school. School starts next Tuesday. Okay, that was just a pop-up. I haven't played with kids or preteens in this game at all, so that's good to know. But yeah, we basically get to pick a place where we want to live now. There are quite some plots, so let us do a really quick count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to count the empty ones quickly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I think there's 9 empty lots that you can build on yourself. Some of them, like out here, are a bit more in a sort of like a rural area, a little bit more foresty. Back here we can have like something that looks a bit more like farmland. And then there's also a bunch of houses that you can just buy that are like pre-built. So there's for example here, there's a pre-built house. If we get this, we would have less than 2,000 paradigm left, which I think is fine. Like, I would be okay with that. I think that's pretty okay because the house is already furnished. But yesterday I actually got this little apartment. It's very small, so we're not going to get this for this family because there's literally one bedroom. But I really like literally living on the town square. Ooh, good question, Esther. Probably for like another 45, something like that. How do you not have a Dutch accent at all? Thank you for saying that. That's really sweet. I think I still do sometimes on certain words, but the answer is practice a lot with speaking, and over time I slowly lost it. If you listen to like my first streams, I have a way stronger accent, I think. But that's really sweet of you to say. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's mostly consuming a lot of American media and then just mimicking that. Either probably because of me. Yeah, I guess you kind of like copy what you hear, right? So if you are continuously faced with an English, like I have a friend of mine who lived in the UK for a while, also a Dutchie, and she sounds so Londoner, like very posh English as well. That's just because that's what she heard most, right? You just kind of subconsciously copy the sounds. But received, let's go. Oh my God, Esther, not the first VOD. Not you putting that on in chat in today's stream. Do not have a German accent anymore. Yeah, I think my accent is mostly like you can hear that I have an accent. It's not super clearly Dutch, but it's also not completely gone. But on certain words, I just sound very American. Sometimes I just throw in an echt or another Dutch word. But yeah, let's actually do a quick count on the houses that are pre-built as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I think I missed this one earlier. So it was actually one. Did I say 11 for the empty lots? Because I think I missed that one. 5, 6. I think there's 6 pre-built houses. And then I think it was 12. I think there's 18 lots. 17 or 18. Also, this is the only world. The pre-built houses differ for price. So I know you can't see it well. Hold on, I'll quickly hide my webcam again. This is 28,000 paradigm. For like a free house, it's like it has its own plot. But then if we go to this city townhouse, which obviously that's like a penthouse on the town square, it's more expensive, but it's a lot smaller. But you can also go here, which I guess is more like the industrial neighborhood, and you're living right next to the train tracks. So here you have a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom for 25,000. This house has a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it's 28,000. So obviously there's quite a lot of difference in that. I think you can tear down the pre-built houses. I haven't tried that yet, but I guess we could. Maybe that's something we can do. Maybe we can move into a pre-built house now. And then on Friday we can like try to tear it down and rebuild something. I think that might be nice because I would like to try to build mode, but I just think we all want to see some more gameplay today. So maybe we can start with that and then do building in the first bit of stream on Friday and then do more gameplay after that. I think that might be like kind of nicely balanced, but then it would make sense if we go for a house that we can also, because I think like this one, for example, this is an apartment. I don't think you can actually tear that down, but I do actually think that you can do this one. Also, yes, the measurement shows in bananas. I just realized that. This is a 2300. No, that's weird. I tried to say it in Dutch, the number. That doesn't work. 2,350 square bananas. Yeah. But that also means that if you start building, that your wall lengths will show up in bananas. So you could build a house that's exactly 10 by 10 bananas, and then our tallest parafolk would actually fit into the house. For anyone who missed the beginning of stream, you can actually customize that, by the way. You can change it to metric, imperial, bananas, or Texas. And Texas is, as you expect, it is in comparison to the size of Texas. So yeah, it's just for shits and giggles basically, and we put it on bananas because we thought it was fun. So our para, like one of our para folk, actually their height is 10 bananas. But yeah, we can pick a house. I think I might actually. Okay, so we have 2 paras, but they both want their own bedroom, and they have 1 child. So maybe I'll do the 4-bedroom house actually. Let's see what other options, because this is only 1 bedroom. Obviously, that doesn't really work. We have an apartment here. Ooh, this is an apartment with 3 bedrooms. That's actually kind of nice. Maybe let's do that, because I do like the idea of living in an apartment and not immediately a full house. And then maybe we can actually, on Friday, we'll see if we'll redecorate the apartment or if we're going to build something completely new. But yeah, we will have it. It's actually nice if you buy a lot, it will tell you how much paradigm you have left after you purchase it. A 1-bed trope. I mean, maybe they eventually become lovers. You never know. I don't think there's rent. I haven't seen anything about rent. I have, but I've only played for like 3 in-game days, I think, yesterday. So maybe I just missed it. I didn't actually find any of the info. But let's actually see. This is a 3-bedroom house. So we have 1 bedroom over here. Okay, as you can see, this is what I had yesterday as well. The game is a little, like the camera movement is a little stuttery when you're loading into the world, because I think it is like in the background loading everything around you. That is the downside of an open world. And I think I noticed that yesterday, and I'm noticing it again. So yeah, that's just a little heads up. Also, wasn't this a 3-bedroom house? Am I blind? It is 3 beds, not 3 bedrooms. Okay, so I guess one of our paras, we are going to have to go and build a little bit then. Because we don't have a toddler, so we can delete that bed anyways. That's a children's bed, I think. Hold on. Let me move that. Why can I? Oh, there we go. It was snapping to the wall, so I couldn't rotate it. I do actually like this kid's room, so I might not change too much about it. But then I'm gonna have to figure out how to. I know the sound effects are so satisfying. Thought stream was lagging, but it was an ad. Oh, yeah, sorry. We have ads indeed. Okay, so, but, I mean, I guess we could split this into two beds? Hold on. I'll add this bed right over here for now. Okay. I wanna change the layout of this house just a little bit. This wall was built off of the grid. Do you see that? I was like, how does this not work? So I'm going to have to go into settings, gameplay, use grid for wall placement. Now I can actually go like this. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking I'm going to put the kid and the mom together. I'm going to make this like a... Oh. I was like, what happened? But we're all good. You can turn off the snapping to the wall. Oh, yes, you can turn it off. Hold on. I think, right? Well, actually, maybe not. I didn't do any decorating yesterday. I only started building the outside of a house, so I didn't notice the snapping to the wall yet. But I agree that I would be really nice if you can turn that off, because I can already see that becoming quite annoying, actually. But yeah, as you can see, there's quite a lot of tools in here that feel pretty intuitive in comparison to like other decoration and building games. What just happened is the camera jumping. I have noticed that that is quite an annoying thing. The camera jumps around quite a lot, actually. Okay. So I'm going to get this one. Put it in here. I actually don't mind it too much, the snapping, yet. I wonder how that's going to be, like, long term. I'll probably move the guitar in here. Is the top position of the camera fixed? You mean, like, can I do this? Or did you mean something else? Rooms. No, bedroom. That is bedroom, bro. You're in the right place. Wardrobe. Oh, we could do a clothing rack. That actually... Oh, that's a little bit too large. But... Hold on. That's fine. Oh, I love my life. Did you not know that was a feature, Abu? You can do it with almost anything in the game. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Have seen nothing of this game. Well, welcome to your dreams, your decorating dreams. We can give, like, the mom a slightly bigger bed. Also, for all the items in build mode, there's a color wheel, by the way. So, if you want to change, like, any of the swatches or anything, you can absolutely do that. Let's see. Maybe for the kids' room, we can add some more, like, toys. Although she's a preteen. Hold on. We can have some toys, but maybe we don't need the toys that are literally for, like, small children. Maybe we can add something in here for, like, a hobby. For either the mom or the kid. I guess could be nice. Okay, so there's one thing that I already noticed that I find mostly, like, confusing. Not annoying is not the right word, but if obviously, because there's so many customizable settings, if you click on an item, it basically opens the item menu, which allows you to, like, change the color and stuff like that. But what I don't like is that means that if you click on an item because you want to move it, you have to click it twice. What does the toggle advanced widget mean under the asterisk? Where? Oh, there. Where is my asterisk? For me, it doesn't do anything if I press it. But that's because my asterisk is obviously under the 8 key, and if I press shift, it doesn't actually... It doesn't do anything for me. But yeah, the double clicking, I can imagine that getting, like, slightly annoying. Over time. Like, if you want to just rearrange a room and you're just, like, trying to redecorate. Also, I'm going to have to get used to all these icons. And, like, what they mean. Decor. Plants. Because this bedroom needs a plant. That is one beautiful calathea, by the way. Holy moly. I also think a rug is in order. Okay, so that's the mom's side. And then we have the kids' side. I think we can add a little bit more decor for the kids. Or for the kid. So this I would assume to snap to a wall, but it snaps to the wall, but it actually does. I was hoping that that would raise up, but it doesn't. Okay. That's fine. Hello? Can I? There we go. Okay, so there's some books. Also, we can actually save quickly because we haven't done that. They do not clip through walls, no. I mean, they do a little bit, but not as fast as they do in The Sims. I think the proportions are just a bit better. But they still clip a little bit, so. I saw you mention the egg rug. Let's add it. That's actually really cute. You know what would be really nice? I think if we can add this, like, wardrobe. Kind of like this, because obviously the mom also maybe wants a little bit of privacy. And then we can add a desk. Paper goods, organizers, disposals, clothing. What is this? Clutter. Oh my goodness. The clutter is organized. Oh my god. That, I don't think I realized how much I needed that in my life. That's amazing. I am looking for a desk though. Is that just... This is surfaces. Tables, coffee tables, side tables, console, desks. That's what I want. Let's do the simple one. And then we need a chair. And let's go for a nice desk chair. We can go for that one. That's actually... Oop, I didn't mean to... There we go. Now it's connected to it. I know, right? So much clutter. And it's organized. Oh. I'm going to be a menace with building in this game. Yes, same. I feel like this is going to become a new obsession because I also really love the art style and I love the freedom that we have in it. Like changing all the colors and stuff is so nice. So yeah, I fear that I might become a danger for myself with this. I also think it would be nice if we have a little bit of color in this room. What about the windows? You mean if we can resize them? Or just in general, what kind of windows we have? Yeah, you can have matching wood swatches because you can basically change the color of everything. So yeah. I think this is nice. We got a good room here. We changed it so that we now have a small bedroom for May. And we have another bigger bedroom for May and Freya. Feyre? Why? Well, my brain just glitched there. Oh my god, these names are going to be so confusing for me. But yeah, the rest of their apartment is actually really nice. We don't need that chair, so I guess we can move that because we don't have a baby here. We do have 3 dining chairs, which is good. They have a salt lamp. Perfect. This is already a perfect apartment. So they have like a little entryway over here. Then there's a wardrobe entryway. Look at how cute that is. And then they have a bathroom with a walk-in shower, but it's not a tub combo. And then there's a toilet and a sink, a little cabinet. And then we now have 2 bedrooms. The AC on the window. Oh, yeah, true. I didn't realize that. Maybe workout things. Oh, that's a good shout, actually. Let's see if we have any space where that would make sense. Because we don't really have a lot. You know what? I think they're just going to go to the gym. They live in a small apartment. They don't have any workout things at home. They're just going to have to go to the gym. There is a gym in town, so I think that's okay. We don't really have a dumbbell rack. We have this thing, but I feel like that would just feel so out of place in this apartment. So yeah, maybe this is good. Maybe this is fine. Okay, so also my hoodie is like pushing on my back. So if you see me readjusting, that's why. Okay, so this is something that I want to talk about a little bit in terms of gameplay. Because remember how earlier I said that there's like quests and stuff? So your paras, through meeting other paras, through a quest board that is in town, through those storyteller points at the end of your day, they will basically build up like a goal list and you can pin them. And then that is literally like quests, like I've seen in other games, like we saw in Loftia, like we see in Palia, like you see in Stardew. I can quickly show you guys. Hold on. Because I think there's a quest board. Yeah, there's a quest board over here. So this little icon, paras around town can have that above their head, and then you can talk to them, and then they'll ask you to help them with something. Or you can click here, and then it says, look at daily requests from townies, and there's usually 2 or 3 things that you can like sign up to do, and then it will appear like in their goal menu, and then you can pin it, and then that's what they have to do. For the settle home, it seems to be a shared goal between the paras. Wait, let me hide my camera so you can actually see it better. So there's like, you can see this here. There's like a little icon that tells you this goal is shared with other parafolk, and they can all contribute to completing it. But you can also have individual goals. Can I ask where the chair is from? You mean the one I'm sitting on IRL? It's from Secret Lab. I don't really remember opportunities in The Sims 3 because I didn't really properly play The Sims 3. Because I had The Sims 3, but I was living at my parents', and my parents were a little bit restrictive on computer time when I was young. So I never really got to playing it enough to experience all those things. I usually got to making a sim and then building them half a house, and then my computer time was over. I sometimes jokingly tell my parents that their restrictive computer time hasn't really worked out. I don't think it raised someone that is not very much a computer person. I literally sit behind my PC all day. I made it my freaking job to play games. I don't know if their strategy worked. I don't think it did, but it's okay. They tried. Also, I don't think I'd actually seen this, but they can take the bus around town, because otherwise your paras will walk all the way around town. See, as you see, like there's a little bit of lag when you start moving the camera around. But yeah, there's multiple quest boards. You can also vandalize phone booths and trash bins, I've noticed. I know, I love the grass texture as well. It is so satisfying. I just in general, the whole world, everything, like the look and feel of it, very nice. But here you can see this para is the one that's good at being alone. Look at their social need. It says me time. Parafolk feel unwell when this need is depleted. This need drains when you are with others and fills up when you have some alone time. Whereas this para doesn't have that need. And I think if you have a para that's like really good at socializing, they'll have a social need. So like not every single para will have a social need, because some people are just more like neutral towards it. Some people really needs like social interaction, and some people really need to be alone. No, I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's the beauty of life sims. Everyone is going to have a part in the game that they're going to be most excited about. For some people, that's going to be building. For some people, that's making their paras. For some people, that's gameplay. For some people, it's all of it. For some people, it's nothing. So yeah, I don't think it's bad at all that you're very stoked about the building. We'll definitely do some more building on Friday, because I think it would be fun to experiment a little bit more with it. But for now, okay, now I think, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I think this was actually a bug in my game yesterday, because yesterday I couldn't pick a reaction for any emotion but happy. Now I already see that like I can pick emotions. So for example, Pearly is actually, I might start calling her Pearly actually, is very sad. So we can pick a reaction. She either wants to watch TV for 2 hours, wants to be alone for an hour, wants to level up dance skill by 2 levels, wants to become friends with Roberto. This is something that I also have noticed, is that when they talk to a certain para, some of their wants and needs based on their emotions will be linked to paras that they've just talked to. But in this case, Roberto is literally in the train, so we can't really go back and talk to him, I think. Unless he lives at the station, which I haven't seen him yet. But oh, Annette, I literally went over all of that. The first part of the settings is in the beginning of the VOD of today. the part about the age settings and stuff is towards the end of the character creation, which is, I would say, like about 40 minutes ago. There is different settings based on which storyteller you pick. And the part about Kempera get ready for work school, I don't know. I haven't played enough to answer that question. Contributed to you becoming a bookworm. Oh no, the reason I became a bookworm is because both my parents are librarians. So my parents contributed to that, but not because of the computer time. Just because I literally grew up between books. Like I remember, okay, little lore time, very brief, and then I'm gonna just have her want to watch TV for 2 hours, and then we can start playing with that a little bit. For anyone who doesn't know this, Erasmus wrote a whole bunch of books. I think you guys might know that, but he's originally from Rotterdam, and in Rotterdam, in the library, there is a special vault that holds some of his original works. It's literally called the Erasmus Vault. And as a kid, I would organize school trips and take my friends to go see original Erasmus books because my parents like had coworkers that could get us in and then show us around. I also got to see the hidden collection of the library, which is like in their basement. And just as a kid, I got to just walk around and basically like check out a bunch of random books. So yeah, I've always been a book nerd, but mostly because I literally grew up like for a lot of my childhood in libraries. So yeah. And all of my friends were like, oh God, there she goes again with her library. But then they were intrigued, so they would actually go. You were projecting. I mean, I guess it is a sensible explanation, right? It makes sense. Like if you don't have a lot of screen time, you start to fill that time with other hobbies. So also, hi Timbo, welcome in. It's good to see you. Okay, so she's now watching some TV. You can actually sit. Wait, can she sit on the armrest? That's kind of cool. Oh no, you don't sit. You go sit while you're watching TV, bestie. I don't know why you're standing and watching TV. That's not needed. You can just go sit down and relax. But yeah, let's actually see. Why is there just random boxes in front of the door? I guess we're gonna have her cook a meal because that's one of the goals that we need to complete. When you just get started, there's not a lot of goals or not a lot of things you can cook, but she can go make peanut butter toast because I think that might be nice for her daughter, who is just outside right now. What am I gonna do with you? What are you gonna do? Maybe you're just gonna... Hold on. See, the camera sometimes jumps and then I'm like lost with what I'm doing. Does she have homework in her inventory? She does not. Okay, so I don't know how we would do homework, but maybe she can go read a book. She can go read a music book. I don't know if anyone lives below us. I can open the door, but then it just opens the door. So maybe not. And that is true, Jess. If you're not the streamer, you don't need to contain your comparisons. Also, someone earlier said that they love this floral tile. I agree. I love the floral tile as well. Okay, let's see. Has she completed her goal? Almost. I like how there's like a little progress bar on the goal, and you can even pin these goals if you want, so that they like don't disappear. Because the goals reset if your para goes to sleep. Gamer and bookworm. True. They can definitely coexist. Oh, she just made food. That food looks horrendous. I'm so sorry that you're eating that. Yeah. Okay, Pearly actually completed her 2 hours TV time. Which I wonder... Okay, here you can see her personality experience points. And once she reaches the next level, you can actually add a vibe. You can add social perks. And you can add talents. And I think once you have this all maxed out, I think you can start adding to this, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, basically you can like level up your para's personality by playing, which I think is kind of cool. Okay, I have the same thing again. Where I can... Do you see what I mean? Like, for her, I can't react to anything. Hi, Kyrios. I love this. It is exactly 10. Nice. Good job. But yeah, I can, again, not pick a reaction to being angry. I can only pick a reaction to being happy. You are gonna... There's nothing to clean, I think. Level up art knowledge by 2 levels. Sure. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but also, Kyrios, it's good to see you. You've been waiting in silence for 10 minutes. I appreciate that. That's really sweet. Okay, we can learn about art. Her music skill is going up. Also, they need a job. Why are you sad, actually? Oh, now I can pick a reaction. Be alone for 1 hour. You can stop watching TV. Oh, then you're gonna sit. Okay. Well, oh, she is learning about art. Oh, you want to learn about art. Okay. I get my paras mixed up. That was confusing. Also, we have the newspaper. This is where you can actually, every single day, the newspaper has like different things that you can go do in the town. Mayor Gloomberg's welcomes the Urbina household and shares a list of activities to do around town. Accept the list. And now we all got a list of things that we can do in the town, which are this. And again, this is a shared goal, so anyone in the household can contribute. Not the man of your childhood nightmares talking about falling pins in the stream. What's next? Corvus flying through the screen? No, we're gonna find the Holy Grail. Reading romantic fanfic. Wait, I didn't even see that option. That is good. That is good. But yeah, like I said, this is what I meant with you kind of get like quests through gameplay. And in this case, I didn't even realize that certain quests would be like household based. I think that's actually kind of cute. But I think she level up art knowledge by 2 levels. Oh, so we need to do 1 more level, and then I think we've completed that. And then I think, I wonder, can you use phone? Find the job. Yes. Okay, stop watching TV. So paras aren't super great at multitasking. As you can see, she was standing, she was watching TV. Now she's sitting. She's not really watching any TV, I think. And then if she wants to find a job, she needs to stop sitting down. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go. I do know that multitasking is a very difficult thing to add to life sims as well. Like in terms of not creating bugs and glitches, multitasking is one of the most difficult things to tackle. And I remember Inzoy talking about this quite extensively on how it's hard to add that to the game without creating a whole bunch of new issues. Yes, I think her hunger needs is longer. We can hover over to see. Yeah, because she has her high stat in physique. She has a different hunger need. So the base maximum is 10, but then she has 2 extra. I also glitch while multitasking, so I get it. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, as you can see, like the needs and stuff adjust based on their personality. So like she also has that additional me time need, which I think is actually really nice. The fact that those things change based on your para's personality. But yeah, she's gonna find a job. What do we want her to do as a job? I don't remember her. Hold on. What was her? Gloomy, good at being alone, fitness. She has a high charisma and a pretty good physique. Maybe she can do something. I think there's one where they can be a teacher for like PE classes. Also, she has a level up. So basically we can now level up a personality because she completed a bunch of like wants. Why is she sad? Because she has the gloomy vibe. So she's going to be sad a lot, I think. It doesn't tell you why paras feel certain emotions if you hover over them. So sometimes a para will just get sad and you have no idea why. Personality level level up. Pick one evolution for Pearly May. May, Urbina's fitness talent. No sweat. Hygiene does not deplete when exercising. Happy exercising. Okay, we're going to do that one because she already has the gloomy trait, so we're going to need to find something to counter that. I mean, I also get sad for no reason. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, she was going to find the job. Wait, where is she? Hello? Can I... There we go. Use phone, find job. You have been reading for quite a long time while you're standing. You can actually draw on paper. Oh, I think education. Yeah, she can be a physical education teacher. I think that would be really cute. Then she works on at a school. Also for the job postings, what I really like about this is that you have like the different industries that you can work in. And then within the industry, you have different jobs, but also for management, for example, because she has no prior management experience, she cannot do it. You can actually see what you need to be qualified for it. So she has no experience in working in fitness. She has no experience in working in management, but she does have a high charisma. So her total points tally up to 3, but she actually needs 12. So it tells you what you need to do to get qualified for a certain job. But in this case, like I said, for the elementary school one, it requires certain skills. So sometimes skills actually are taken into account. Some cases not. It kind of depends on the job. Just needed to complain for a second. No, I feel you, Jess. I miss it too. The other day I was like, oh, I can play it. And I was like, no, I can't. Also, this has a set schedule. For some jobs, you can pick on what times and what day they work. But because this is obviously like a teacher job, it makes sense that there's a really set schedule for when she's going to have to work. Yeah, I like the job system a lot. I feel like it's very well thought through. It feels very realistic. Okay, so she got a job. I think she needs to get a job as well, though. So where are you? Yesterday, the center camera button worked fine, but today it's a bit glitchy. Use phone, find a job. You can stop researching art. Also, it says level up art knowledge by 2 levels. I'm pretty sure she did that, though. Yeah, oh, no, she needs to do a little bit more. Okay, but she's going to work in art. However, she cannot do anything else but be a receptionist at the museum. Eventually, she could work as a UI artist, but she can't do that right now because she doesn't have any work experience within art. And as you can see here, we can actually pick our schedule. So I think I'm going to let her work from 12 to 5. And I like for her to have maybe the Friday and the Saturday off. That would be nice. Yeah, they've got the right idea for sure. I agree. Reminds me, yeah, it's kind of similar to what I did with the jobs for the Orange Legacy. True. You have to kind of like unlock them. Okay, I can't pick a reaction for her right now, but she wants to have a snack. So let's go have an apple. She was leveling up her art knowledge. So let's continue. No, you already have a job, bestie. I didn't mean for you to find another job. I want you to learn about arts so that we can level up that last bit. Also, because we have actually completed all of these goals. I wonder why it hasn't completed yet. Oh, we can now claim our rewards. That's why. So if you complete a specific goal, you can actually claim the rewards, and it gives your paras 10 XP, it will go towards this. So where Pearly already leveled up to level 2 because she completed more of her wants goals, May is still working towards getting to level 2. So your paras can also grow faster or slower based on how many of these want goals they complete. And in her case, her want goal is like super long because she wants to level up 2 levels in art. Oh, look, are they coloring together? Stop. That's actually adorable. Also, I think you guys should interact. I can talk with you. Look, as soon as you select talk, they sort of become a group separate from the other para. And now I can show you guys the conversation because I think that might be nice. So we have to wait. As they're talking, we have to wait for the conversation bar to fill up before we can pick any interaction. Oh, She leveled up her art skill. Great. I think this also goes faster when your paras have been in conversation for a while. The first time it takes quite long. But yeah, here, she can be asked to be left alone, share a depressing story, or talk about TV shows. Yesterday, when I had a sim that liked to be alone and was also sad, I had only bad options. And I was like, no, but I want them to have a nice conversation. They're like bonding. And then that just didn't work. Also, hello, Inza. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Yes, Spoofy rated in. That is correct. I hope you're doing amazing. But to be honest, I already like it over spamming the same 5 interactions. See, that's what some people in my YouTube comments also said. But I don't really recognize myself in that problem because I don't spam the same 5 interactions. I try to be quite conscious with which interaction I pick when I have Sims interact with each other. And I do feel like those will get repetitive over time because obviously at one point you have done the tell funny story multiple times. But I think that's going to be the same here. You're going to the asked to be left alone and share a depressing story. I saw 3 times already yesterday. So the limit of options available, I don't think is going to change. So I already don't spam the same ones in the sim. So I never really had a problem with that. But I can see how some people do that. And this might actually be a better alternative. Also, yes, thank you, Esther. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, let's talk about interests. I think that's nice. It's nice if you can control both paras because then you can kind of guide the conversation from the one that isn't depressed. That makes any sense? We can also pick a reaction. Hello? Oh, I was like, why can I not click it? I don't want to become friends with Roberto because that's not someone we actually know. That's just a train conductor. So you don't repeat them. Smart. I like it. Just give you a few options. Yeah, I guess for some people, this is really going to work. Some people are really going to like this and feel like it's more intuitive. I personally don't think it feels more intuitive to me. I feel like yesterday I wanted to flirt with a sim and I couldn't because the option just didn't show for the longest of times. So I don't know if I like the limitations of it just yet, but maybe I can get used to that and then I'll like it. I think it's really early for me to now say whether I like it or not. It's just a very initial feeling. Yes, you can cheat money in the game. They gave me an instruction on how to do it, but I forgot it. Also, screenshots, we can definitely check about that. Joke about nuclear energy. Sure. Let's go in camera mode. We can change the time of day, which I love. We can change the animation that they do while we are taking a photo. Interesting. We can change the animation time to be really slow or no, we can set where they are in the animation. Oh, okay. We can change para censoring if we want. We can change depth of field to make it focus on these particular paras, I guess. And then you can change how much. You can change that, basically. I'm not going to play around with that exactly, but you can change the filter as well. You can take a photo. Bam, we took a photo. But yeah, basically the photo menu is just like anything we've expected so far. It is funny that when you go out of the photo menu, you end up in build mode. But yeah, there as anything in this game, even the photo mode, extremely customizable. Say sim, yeah, it just happens. It just slips out. It just subconsciously, I try to say para, but I find para counterintuitive for now. I'm gonna get used to that eventually, but I had this when I was doing the playtesting for Inzoy as well. I kept calling my Zoys Sims. To be fair, Zoe was a lot closer to sim. I've seen someone pick up a pair. Wait. I can't seem. Oh. So, I don't know what I just did, but I think the moving the para didn't work. No, Parasalabim Hollow. I love that you corrected yourself with the same joke as me. Touche. Touche. Keep wanting to say sim instead of me. Yeah. Fair. So fair. But yeah. I guess the para just went poof for a little bit. It was a para poof. Oh, we can pick our next interaction. Say the conversation is boring, share depressing story, find a reason to leave the conversation. This is what I had yesterday when I was trying to have my para make friends at the gym. And I was like, how am I supposed to pick from this? Neither of these feels good. But then I think if you actually click the share depressing story, no, they actually do share. Okay, that's not great. When you talk to a townie, you can't pick their interaction. No. So in this case, because both paras are in my household, we can actually pick the interaction from both sides. But if you're talking to a random person, you can only pick the interaction from your para, basically. No, I don't want to become friends. I hate that that is the only option. You can eat a snack. We can do that for you. Also, I really want to get to the end of the day when everyone's sleeping because I want to show you guys that storyteller feature with the book. Because I think then we have like a nice well-rounded arc of things that we've talked about today and we've seen in game. And then on Friday, we can continue. Okay, talk about new occupation. Also, she actually... Oh, now it starts counting. But I'm pretty sure it says level up art knowledge by 2 levels. She started at level 1, right? She's currently... Okay. Also, this is something I love. You can actually see why they are building certain skills with a certain speed. Yes, I always put every single gaming VOD on YouTube, so this will be no exception. It will be my VOD YouTube, though, not my main YouTube. Free plant of the day! I can't believe I've been forgetting that. Good shout. Okay, let's actually go to town. Then you guys, that's another good thing to show you. Hold on, I'm a little lost. I lived somewhere else. Oh yeah, here's the town square. So if you want to go to a shop, you have to click and then say visit. It's then going to load in the shop. If you then say that you want to visit, so it's saying loading lot. It's not really adding a loading screen though. It's just basically loading in this particular lot. If you then go visit another shop, this shop will unload so that that shop can load. That way, it reduces lag in the game while still having an open world experience. But you can't like see all the shops all at once, if that makes any sense. But yeah, we are going to go collect our daily free plant. Because every single day, the plant shop will have a free plant. But yeah, I thought that was really smart as well. Like, I really like that it's not all permanently loaded because that would be super unrealistic. But I like that it's super easy to quickly shuffle between them. Because that means that you could go to the plant shop and then literally walk next door and go here and just load that one pretty fast. But in the meantime, the rest of the world is always loaded. Oh, while my para is making their way over to the shop. So over here, we have the museum. Oh, that's where Roberto is. I just realized he's over here. You can donate things to the museum. That's something that we talked about, which really reminded of us like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, right? So something else that might sound very familiar if you have played Stardew Valley or Mayra's too bored to do that. Oh, she's just going to play with her phone. Okay, that's fine. This is something that you might recognize if you've played any other like farming sim type game. We don't have anything just yet, but this is something I would love to try out on Friday. And there's 4 different tables here. I don't really know which bundle would be which, but there's basically bundles in the game that allow you to donate to a community center, which I think maybe if you donate and complete everything, it gets restored or something. Like, I don't exactly know how that ties into the story progression, but there's a museum and there's bundles. And obviously, I think it ties into the collections of things that you can have in the game. But yeah. Yeah, there's all the tasks and all the quests and stuff. So I think with this game, like, I didn't feel compelled to come up with my own story that much yesterday. I kind of just felt like I was playing through Go home. I was playing through someone else's storyline, which I don't really mind. Like I said, like initially when you are new to a game, you get dropped into it. I like it. But I don't know what that's going to mean for the long-term gameplay of this being a life sim. Because if you start a new save, you're going to have new bundles, you're going to have a new museum, you're going to have new collections. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, hello. How are you doing, Snack? I hope you're doing so well. It is really good to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing your community over. How was your stream? I see you were playing some Windrose. How was that? What kind of game is that? Because I don't think I've ever heard of it, so I would love to hear. But thank you so much for coming over. Fun. Anyone from my side, if you're not following Snack Daddy Sims, what are you doing? Go fix that right now. Follow button is floating above the chat right now. And for anyone who's new, welcome in. My name is Rosanna, or Ro. I use she, her pronouns. And on this channel, we do co-working, gaming, and a sprinkle of IRL. And right now, we have exclusive access to PARALIVES, which I'm really excited about. We've been playtesting basically all stream today. So we started with making our paras, and we then moved into an apartment, which we customized just a little bit. So we saw a little sneak peek of Build Boat, but not too much. And now we're just trying to do some gameplay. And I'm just like experimenting with the open world and trying to like show things that I have found yesterday myself. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize that if you zoom out far enough that you go into map mode. I did that by accident, but I hadn't experienced that. I hadn't zoomed out far enough. You're a pirate trying to build to be the best pirate of all pirates. Nice. That sounds actually pretty cool. I like it. But it's really good to see you. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm doing really well. I'm very excited to be playing PARALIVES. We've waited for this for so long. And so far it's been really fun. There are certain things in the game that I haven't really decided whether I like or not like, but there are so many things in the game that I love and I really like. So like, I would say overall, my experience so far has been like an 8 out of 10. Not a 10 out of 10 because there are certain things that I just can't judge enough yet, but it's been really nice. I love the freedom. I love the customizability. I love the inclusivity. I love the silliness in this game. Is there going to be occult stuff? I actually don't know. That might be in that early access post on Instagram. I can imagine that that's something they would address. But also, if you need to go raid and run, raid and rest, please make sure to do so. I promise to take good care of your community. But of course, anyone who came with that raid, you guys are super, super welcome to hang out. I am not going to go for too much longer, probably like another 8 minutes or so, because I want to show a couple of last things before I wrap up today. However, I will be back with another gameplay stream on Friday. So if you want to see more of PARALIVES on Friday evening, literally same time, same place, we are going to be playing some more. We're just going to continue with this particular family, and we're going to try out more in-depth gameplay, more storytelling, and I think I definitely would like to give building a little more of a go. We might build them just like a little house instead of an apartment. So yeah, I'm really excited about it though. So far, it's been super, super nice. My para is bored because it says learning about art for... Also, it does tell you about the emotion, by the way. I don't know why I thought it didn't. Maybe yesterday... For the happy, it doesn't always, but learning about art for too long. Okay, so she is artsy. Also doing a steady walk, I see. How is she doing? Oh, she does have a fun need now. I didn't see that earlier, but she has a fun need now. She actually probably needs to take care of herself quickly, so you can use the bathroom. Oh my goodness, everyone coming over. Hello, Straubs. It's so good to see you. How are you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, I'm so spoiled today. So many friends are joining. I literally don't know what to say. Thank you so, so much. How was your stream? I hope you had a lovely, lovely stream. What were you up to today? I hope you had a great time. You were playing Forza. You know what? The other day I was playing a gaming quiz, and every single time there was music that sounded remotely like a racing game, I would be screaming Forza Horizon 6, even though I've never played the game. I don't know why, but the title of that game is such a satisfying combination of words. But thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a lovely stream. Anyone from my side, if you're not following Straubs yet, what are you doing? Go fix that right now. Such a wonderful creator, does a lot of gaming, co-working as well. It's phenomenal. I've been like tempted to check it out. I don't know why, but something in my brain goes like, you want to know about this game, bro. But thank you so much for the raid. As you guys can see, we are playing PARALIVES. I have exclusive access, so the game comes out next week on Monday. But I am very, very, very lucky that I get to play it already. Today's the first day where the embargo lifted, so I have been playing since yesterday, but finally I get to share it with everyone. So we're actually doing like an extra bonus stream. Normally I don't stream on Wednesdays, but I'm doing an extra stream so that we get to enjoy it. I'll be streaming it again on Friday. We have more time to play in early access on Friday and test it out. So yeah, if you guys want to stick around for that, we have just a little bit of stream left today. Not that much. I'm just like trying to wrap up some final things that we talked about on stream today to kind of showcase that. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I do really appreciate it. Yeah, I've been waiting. I feel like all of us have been in PARALIVE's waiting room, especially since they originally announced that they were going to, hold on, you are sleeping in the wrong bed. You should go sleep here. You are not going to sleep here. This is your bed. You sleep with your kid in the room. Also, you are hungry. Maybe you should go get a snack because you wanted to do that anyways, and then you can go sleep too. Yes, it is out on Monday. I'm so happy because like when they announced it, obviously, half a year ago when they were going to like release it in December, everyone got so excited. And then for like good reasons, they postponed it. Like that's no shade or anything. I think it was a good decision. If they felt like the game wasn't ready to be released, it's good that they decided to move it. But everyone was like, we were ready for PARALIVES and now we have to wait for another like 6 months. So yeah, I think everyone is very, very, very happy that the time is finally here that we get to play. And I have been having a wonderful time testing everything so far. The thing that I still want to do, I'm quickly going to save, is I want to show you guys what happens when all of your paras are asleep. One thing I've noticed is that the time does not actually start to go faster. Thank you for those follows, by the way. I appreciate it. The time doesn't go faster, so you manually have to change the time to 3 speed. 3 speed is actually quite fast. Like, it does feel like everything in the game literally goes on 3 speed, which sounds super obvious, but is not the case. Also, we now have the storyteller pop up, and that means that I can't, like, the game time continued going. I don't know if you noticed that, but this is what I wanted to show you. So every single time at the end of the day, normal speed feels pretty good. Yes, it actually doesn't feel too fast. I know, Dutchie. I'm so excited. But this is what I meant with the storyteller. Like how they influence more than just the difficulty of your game. At the end of every single day, you get this pop-up where, based on the storyteller that you've selected, I guess you get a different selection of options. And in this case, it also, like, now that we have multiple paras in a household, the options that you see here don't always, happen to one. Or like some, I've also seen in the trailer, there's like an option where it affects multiple paras in the household. Obviously, if you're playing with one singular para, all options are going to affect your main para. But what I said is, like, you can choose one of the 3 story cards every night. For your first night, let's pick a new life goal. And then you have like the life goals pack, but sometimes you also you don't see like the papers. You see 3 books, and one of them is like social goals. One of them is like, I don't know, money goals. And then one of them is like life goals. And then when you click this, you can't go back. So like as soon as you've opened a specific pack or like book, you have to pick that one. And then it doesn't really give you much explanation, but like it gives you objectives. So like it tells you what you'll have to do. So it's like get exercise skills to level 5, exercise for 8 hours in total. So I guess these are sort of like very short-term aspirations. And in this case, you get to pick for every para. I do think if you play with a bigger household, this is less intrusive. Because now I can just be like, oh, you know what? This is a child, by the way. The child wants to own a big house. Interesting. But in this case, you could be like, oh, you know what? They're new to town. It makes a lot of sense that for my para May, she wants to go meet other paras. Like, makes sense. But if you're playing with one singular para, that means that every single night you have to pick something like this. which if you're trying to tell a story and you're trying to do like, you know, the completely freedom dollhouse style, you don't always like neither of these three goals could fit your storyline, right? But you have to pick one. You can't just be like, no, sorry, I don't want to pick today. Yeah, okay, so you know what? We're gonna give her the big house one. There we go. And then it says Freya has a new goal, and then you can click on her goals section. So like here, she has a goal, and then you can see that this one is shared between the household, and this one is just hers. She wants to own a house worth 40,000. Well, she currently doesn't really own this, but she lives in it, and she wants to own 1,000 paradigm worth of decorative items. What if you pick one and ignore it? I mean, you can delete it from here, I guess. You can pick it and then just delete it. Also, Jessica, welcome in. It's good to see you. Hello, hello. So yeah, I guess you could pick it and then ignore it, but I feel like it would be nicer if you could just be like, oh, I don't want the storyteller at all. Like a completely free option would be nice. Like this, again, I think the storyteller has a lot of really good purpose, right? Like I can see a lot of people really liking this feature because they struggle to figure out what to do with their para's lives. The dog, that's a good question actually, because both of the times I went for Maxine. So maybe we should try the dog, or I should try the dog in my testing time. But yeah, that's the part that I really wanted to show you guys because it was so hard to explain what happens with that pop-up at night. But it basically happens when all your paras are asleep at midnight, or if they pull an all-nighter, it happens around like 5 a.m. in the morning. You'll still get the pop-up. And yeah, in this case, it's nice because you're playing with multiple characters, so you can kind of just pick and choose who the goal is for. But with a singular para, that means that every single night there would be a new goal for them. Yeah, like if it was randomized and every once a week would be fun as well. But I wonder how these goals and how these things are going to progress over time, because if you're going to have to pick like meet new people 5 times across the lifespan of your para, that also feels counterintuitive, right? So this is just one of those features that I'm not immediately enthusiastic about. I don't immediately hate it. I have a lot of questions about it. I have a lot of worries about it. And I think the only way we're going to figure it out is just continue to play this game and figure out how we feel about it long term. But I feel like it's one of those features that do add depth to gameplay, which also means you cannot test it in just a couple of hours, which I think is good. Like the fact that there's features that even after now playing for another 3.5 hours and basically like testing yesterday for 4.5, and I still feel like I have no idea how it exactly works, I think is good. That means there's like a lot to the game, right? Which you would expect for a game like this and at this price point as well. So yeah, that's just one of those things I'm curious to see how it's going to evolve and how I'm going to like it when we continue playing, which we are going to do on Friday. I do think that this is like a point that I really wanted to get to, but I think maybe I'm going to wrap it up here because my voice is getting tired and I am streaming again tomorrow at 9:45 and it's currently 10:30. And I still need to clean the kitchen and I want to read a little bit before I go to sleep because my book is really fun. But yeah, I'll be back with PARALIVES on Friday. I'll be here with an 8-hour co-working stream tomorrow. So if you need anyone to body double with, if you just need some good vibes to get through your workday or to get through your study day or to do some chores around the house, or you just want some company while you're chilling, feel free to come hang out. I'm doing 8 hours tomorrow during the day, and then I'll be back with gaming on Friday evening. So yeah. Yes, of course. Thank you so much again for the raid. I really appreciate it and enjoy your food. And thank you guys so much for those follows. I appreciate that. I had a really lovely time checking out PARALIVES. I'm so happy that I get to share this game so early on with you guys. It's genuinely such an honor to be involved so early because it's something that I've been wanting to do, but obviously it's extra nice that I now got to do it. Thank you guys so much for all those follows. I appreciate it. Thank you. And likewise, Nick. And that goes for everyone who joined during this stream for the first time. I know that this is, thank you for the follow as well. I know that we had a lot of new friends joining, either from raids or people that came from YouTube or people that just found me browsing Paralives, you know, because there's not many people playing today. But if you joined today and you're new to the community, welcome in. Thank you all so much for being here and joining in. I do really appreciate it. It's been wonderful to meet so many lovely people who are all excited about Paralives, because I think that's just really fun to just have so many people gather together and you know, be excited for the game. I've had a great time with you know, with all of you guys exploring the game. Good to discover you. But yeah, I'm gonna go and find someone to raid. And considering that I think we might be, let's do a double check. Ooh, no, I know where we're gonna go. Do you guys want to see more Paralives early access? Hollow took my hint. One of my really good friends also has early access to Paralives. And she's currently creating a para. So I think that would be really nice. I do feel it. I think she's actually adjusting a para, because the background looks like she's not on the train. We're going to go say hi to Shella. Shella is so lovely. You guys will absolutely adore her. Great stream. And like I said, she's also doing Paralives. So if you want to see some more, I think this is a great place to raid into. And also she's raising funds for St. Jude's. I love to go into fundraising streams in general. So I think this will be really fun. Thank you, Esther, for putting all the links in chat. If you guys are not in our community Discord, that's where I post my schedule in a time zone friendly way. So if you're on a different time zone than me, but you would like to keep updated with when I stream and what I stream, feel free to join our community. That's also where you just get to hang out with all these fun people. We have a Paralive chat already. So if you want to yap in there, speculate, talk about things, feel free to do so as well. You can also follow me on any of my other socials. Specifically, Instagram is interesting. If you like this game, I'll be hosting a giveaway on Instagram. I'm going to post it tomorrow, and then I'm going to draw the winner on Monday. However, I cannot promise I can send you the code on Monday, because the people from Paralives need to send me the code, and they won't do that until the game is out, which might take a while on Monday because obviously they're busy with the release. But I'll pick the winner on Monday and send you the code ASAP. So make sure to follow me on Instagram so you don't miss that if you're interested. I'm doing Instagram so that I can also post about it on YouTube, and then people from both Twitch and YouTube can join the giveaway and like a central point. But yeah, check out all the other links that were just posted in chat if you're interested. We're going to go say hi to Shella. If you want to copy pasta one of the raid messages that were just posted in chat, or not yet, but you'll see them in a second, because usually when I say this, Esther is like lazy. See? Speed of light. Literally speed of light. Feel free to copy pasta those. We have ones with emotes if you're subbed to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can use the ones with the little green leaves. And let's go say hi to Shella with all of the Paralives hype. And I'll set up that raid once we're on the end screen. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. You guys are the bestest. Thank you. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely rest of your time zone.